Hello everyone, welcome to Mexico for the IRC of Season 7 race. Apologies, I'm a bit late. I kept getting a broadcast error, which was absolutely making me brick myself, which is not a very good start to the stream at all, is it? Also, what makes it slightly worse is that so I forgot that I needed to also switch on the broadcast as well, which Fizzy reminded me about 5 minutes ago. So there is me yapping away. I completely forgot to do that as well. So yeah, I've had too much cake and I'm completely drowsy at the moment. Hello, anyway, nonetheless, we are here in Mexico. This is the highest altitude that we are going to be in terms of height, and around the Formula 1 calendar, and we are a couple of minutes into this session, a couple of seconds into this session already. Absolutely stupendous stuff indeed. Then, as we are just watching the cars come out, we got Hog coming out of the pits right now. We got Fizzy just remaining in the pits as well. Then, so I gotta say, it's been an absolutely fantastic season. It really has, hasn't it? Of racing up and down the field. It's been brilliant stuff. We've had T Sammy, who has had an absolutely stupendous skill, hasn't he, throughout the season to really be where he is now. He's been tremendous, hasn't he? You cannot speak highly of the man. Of course, he clinched the championship in absolutely fine style last time, didn't he? In Japan, it was the closest finish you will ever see to any league race in history. I can bet your bottom dollar on that. The ending was about 61 hundredths of a second, wasn't it, between Fizzy and T Sammy? It was brilliant. It really was. It was the best thing that you could ever watch. It was absolutely stupendous stuff. It really was. Then anyway, then we are now getting ready then for Mexico then, and this is going to be good stuff indeed. Then, as we are just watching Fizzy come out of the pits now. We've got 19 cars on this it's going to be battling away with this on this circuit tonight. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one develops and how it's going to be, as we're just watching Fizzy come out on track right now then. So yeah, so at the moment we've got Fizzy there just tackling the curbs, and here in qualifying we've got Hog on track as well. Let me get at the old telemetry, shall we? And let's go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And we're just watching a Hog there coming down the old back straight, isn't he? As I've lost my live chat again. I need to I think I need a bigger phone, to be honest, don't I? I really do then. So we go for Hog's already invalidated his time there in the Ferrari, so he's going to have all kinds of he's going to have to go around again, unfortunately. Fizzy is going on the hard compound tires, isn't he? Frank Mead there is saying, evening Sean, Fizzy 2 for 2. Well, indeed then, who can bet against him? Fizzy took it to T Sammy and he came out on top, didn't he? An absolutely stupendous race, wasn't it, last time in Japan? I absolutely loved it. It was brilliant. We've also got Chris as well saying back-to-back wins, a drill bit, as we're on board then with Fizzy right now over the shoulder cam. Lovely stuff indeed then. He was the star of the show, wasn't he, last time? Hog is invited his time, so is JJ as well, so we keep an eye on what JJ's Sven now coming out of turn 6, I think. Turn 5, then into the mini stadium of turn 6, and before powering away. Timmy has gone fast the moment now. He's on the soft tires there, and Brown is going second fast there. 17.449 now for Brown, a 16.620 for Timmy so far then, as we're just watching Sven now coming through the SSN as well, going a bit wide there. I was quite surprised actually. I thought that might have been a track extension as well, but we're on board with Sven at the moment. Sprint has gone second fast there, 4/10 of us. No, he ain't. My goodness me. He's 400ths of a second away as Sven is invalidated his time, and unfortunately that's going to cause him. Fizzy's on the outlap. Snap there showed some brilliant speed in Japan, didn't he? He was fastest in I think he was full fast in Q1. I reckon that if he showed some more I think he was sandbagging and qualifying for the race, wasn't he? If he I think that he would have been definitely in the top 10 if he really showed some pace in Q2, wouldn't he? But of course I think Snap is definitely much enjoys the racing more than qualified, doesn't he? Judging from what we've seen, here comes Matt and DRS down this back straight. It's a long drag, isn't it, down into turn 1, and that is where the action is going to be. We're on board Fizzy coming into the stadium sector as well. The best podium, I would say, on the calendar, which you might agree or disagree. I don't know. I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to say that is the best calendar, I think, on the the best podium on this calendar. It's been brilliant stuff. Fizzy goes onto a 17 at the moment. Hog is coming through the stadium sector as well, then coming over the curbs then, and here he comes then around to start his lap as well. We had a collision there in the Elite League last night, didn't we? Unfortunately with Lennon there, but so we've seen some action around the stadium sector. It's not the finest piece of racetrack in the world, is it? But you still see some stuff. We've got Williams there just being pushed back in, and Sven is coming into the stadium sector as well. Then these laps are quite this is quite a short time lap, isn't it? We're in the 16s already in this session, and we are expecting to be a lot quicker as well, as one of the Ferraris there is just backing out down the back straight. Sven has gone 8 fast at the moment there. He has the slowest of the cars that has set time so far. Matt then, who is second in the championship moment there. So who is going to be the rest of the season is definitely going to be much about, as Matt goes fast there. He's the first man to dip into the 15th there, almost 6/10 of a second in front of Snap so far. Good stuff indeed. What about his teammate? His teammate is just about to start now as he's coming down the back straight then. Maxi is, there's his teammate in the background then, and we'll see what they can do then as well. So we're on board Maxi at the moment, and he is just navigating through the 1, 2, and 3. This race was brought back onto the F1 calendar. Maxi's not using his DRS there, which is quite unusual, isn't it? I wonder if he's got a DRS failure around here. The 2 DRS zones are in between turn 3 and 4, and of course on the start-finish straight as well. Just coming out the Paratada, or well, what we now know is the Nigel Mansell turn, isn't it? Of course, Mansell made that corner famous back in 1989 when he overtook Berger, wasn't it, on the outside. It was absolutely phenomenal manoeuvre, wasn't it? Of course, Aaron Senna also had a big old smash there in 1991, I think it was. I think it was in qualifying, was it? Which is why they don't have the Paratada, isn't it? Because they can't, because they have to move the barrier back, and if they move the barrier back, it's going onto the main road there, which is probably not safe at all, really, is it? Staying on board with Maxi at the moment, and Maxi is still using Urz then, and he is coming around now the final corner as well. And I think Maxi's had a very, he's had a good season, I think, overall. I think he might be a bit disappointed with that he didn't run T-Sammy closely in. Of course, both Maxi and T-Sammy came down from the Elite League last season, didn't they? And I think he was very much I think overall we'd be happy and satisfied with the season. I think he might be disappointed with his form to begin with, but once his form took off, he was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he? So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really up and down about Maxi's season there, because of course he's been fantastic, hasn't he? He's shown flashes of absolutely immense bravery, immense speed. But I think overall, perhaps he might be a bit disappointed he didn't take T-Sammy all the way to the end. Then that might be opinion not shared by other drivers and other experts there. But I think that I just feel that yeah, maybe I'm just putting him on too much of a high pedestal, but I don't think so at all. I think the man's got absolute bundles of talent, hasn't he? But yeah, T-Sammy, a well-deserved winner. He was fantastic, really wasn't he, this season? He's been absolutely immense. Let's quickly just run through his accolades after 17 rounds. So T-Sammy has had 3 pole positions qualifying. That's not exactly been it's not exactly been his forte so much, has it? I love Asdog's new helmet design there, beautiful bit of red and yellow there. I'm loving that, nice one. But in the race himself, listen to this: 7 race wins in 17 starts, brilliant stuff indeed there. 12 podiums, he's been on the podium 12 times, he's only not been on the podium 5 times. That's impressive, isn't it? And he's had 6 fast laps as well, and that's absolutely incredible stuff. It really is indeed. And I don't think he's at the DNF. He was very close in Hungary, wasn't it? Asdog goes 3rd fastest, and I think in all these 17 races he's only not scored once, which was actually in Hungary. He has scored in every other race that he's been a part of this season. Wow, that is why he's the champion, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just about bowing out speed, it's also about consistency, isn't it? Albeit those 7 wins there probably did help quite nicely actually towards T-Sammy's final total, didn't he? And it was nice how he got right on the money there straight away, didn't he? And he was and of course he did yeah, so he's right on the money straight away, wasn't he? He really he got it won on the first time of asking in the land of the rising sun. He in Japan, his double has gone wide there. I'd invalidated his time, so we're going to keep it. Well, this is quite apt, isn't it? Let's take a look at the champion, shall we? Because T-Sammy, the season 7 world champion of IRC Super, what an accolade! It's absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Then he joins the he joins the great style. He's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Of IRC, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. And Snap is retired from the session there. He's in the pits at the moment. I think he's just chilling out there. But yeah, so T-Sammy, fantastic stuff indeed. Then let's go for the drivers and the constructors, shall we? So the gap is 124 points. That was Max. He's gone fastest on a 15.9 now. He is just 200 a second in front of Matt, who is second at the moment. And yellow flags is fluttering in the stadium sector. Yeah, so Matt is second in the championship mode. It's so close, isn't it, between second and fifth and sixth as well. I'm Fizzy in seventh position as well. That win has really brought him back up there in the money, hasn't it? It's been brilliant stuff, hasn't it? The battle for second place is really hotting up, and I'm got to say, I am just as excited about who's going to finish second as who's won the championship as well. Of course, we have all got our eyes and ears really focused on the champion, haven't we? But you cannot take anything away from anyone else, and I think that second position is definitely it's all about bragging rights, isn't it? And I think that sometimes it's just as important, isn't it? JJ coming into the stadium sector as well, and these are the guys battling for second. Matt on 172 points. Then we got Steve, who is on 157. Maxi on 152. Asdog on 151. Roscoe on 146, and Fizzy on 138. That's incredible, isn't it? Second to seventh are separated by such little points there. It's brilliant stuff indeed. I was going to do a total then, but then I realised I haven't actually written it down. My maths is absolutely appalling stuff. It's like a I gotta say, I would say it's like my 9-year-old nephew, but it really isn't. It's worse than that. Here comes Steve coming across the line, and I think Steve's had a fantastic season as well, hasn't he? Cool. I feel like it's the end of the season here. It really isn't, is it? We still got 4 more rounds to go in this race. In this season, of course, we have got to Mexico before we go up, before we head up to north in the country, then to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, and then we go to Brazil. Of course, we had a full race in Brazil last season in the IRC Super. That wasn't one of my final moments, as I was still haunted by the fact of not selecting spectator mode and having that awkward moment where I had to commentate on a formation lap, on my own formation lap, which is also why you guys also know why I am not allowed to race. And then we're on board with Dave, who's gone off the track slightly in the Haas, and both Haas are 18 and 19 at the moment with 6 minutes to go. I think they've really got to put their foot down now. JJ's 3 seconds back at the moment. I think we'll be a low at the moment, haven't we? Oh, as Timmy's only 100th second up, but he's caught Brown at a horrible point. He's coming out the Nigel Mansell turn. Brown is on the hard tires at Timmy. Oh, goodness me. Timmy is improved by a 10th of a second, but I feel that Brown has definitely impeded him as he comes down the back straight. And I don't think that's a difficult one, isn't it? A very difficult one indeed then. So yeah, so I'm not really sure how to read that one. Of course, everyone needs to go for a lap, don't they? Hog is on the hard tyres here for some reason, as I'm scratching my head. He's also invalidated this time as well then, and I think Timmy's just going to go by now, isn't he? And he's having a night fishing. Is he safe then? We've got 6 minutes to go to the tournament now, haven't we? So I don't think he's safe by any stretch of the imagination yet, is he? 16.2. Well, we still got PB to throw a time in there. We got Dave, and we also got double in the drop zone as well. Sven, I think, can go quicker than that. And same with JJ, Timmy's teammate, and Fizzy is all the way down in 14th position as well. So yes, of course, our last race winner in Japan. Fizzy is very good around Japan, isn't he? And my goodness me, he showed it really a fantastic. And I think that to be good around Japan, it's not just a fluke, is it? That just shows that you're a real proper racer, isn't it? And very good at the game, isn't it? So if you're good around circuits like Japan, which is more about driver skill, then then certainly he has shown some skill, hasn't he? And I think that was brilliant stuff. I got to say, 61 hundredths of a second. I showed that race to someone's just moved up. I think it was Dave. He has moved up into 9th position. Brilliant stuff indeed. Yeah, I showed that race to a couple of guys and yesterday and stuff who doesn't really care about Formula 1 too much. But my goodness me, I think they was absolutely loving that race, wasn't they? Especially the final couple of laps. It was brilliant stuff indeed there. And why wouldn't you? Of course, it was brilliant stuff, Ben. And I think it was absolutely fantastic. It really was, wasn't it? Anyway, I need to go back to the championship. Goodness me, as to be honest, what have I think that I haven't really spoke much about the championship at all yet, have I? And we'll go through it a bit again in just a few seconds as well then. So yeah, Steve, Maxi, then we've got Asdog, Roscoe and Fizzy, and then Sprint has moved up a position as well. He is now on 116. Timmy is on 114. He's dropped down 2 positions. Dave is still in 10th position. He's been there since well, of course, remember he's retired in Monaco, didn't he? From active competitiveness, but he's back in action, isn't he? And he's been holding that 10th position since Monaco, hasn't he, really? 62 points back. Remember, Dave had a fantastic start to the season, didn't he? He was very consistent, and I think if he stayed in the, if he was rated as Fizzy goes up to 6th position now on the soft tires, good stuff indeed there from Fizzy. We've got Sven there, who is Sven, who's just starting his lap now as he's coming down the back straight. He is in the drop zone at the moment, along with Penny, JJ, and PB as well. Yellow flags of flutter at the end of sector 1. Then we have so Dave then I think has done brilliantly well, hasn't he, this season? And he's only had a handful of races as well, hasn't he? But he's in 10th position. And then Harry, a brilliant race last week, didn't he? Of course, I think that Harry had a podium, didn't he? And he's now only 52 points away from Dave. And I think that I was going to say actually that Dave should probably have been in the battle for second position if he carried on throughout the whole season, perhaps. And so that would have been an even better battle for second position in the championship. Roscoe just coming underneath me, and now he did a very good job last night, didn't he? In the in Elite, and I think one man who did a fantastic job was actually Steve, wasn't he? Of course, Steve has always had out-and-out speed. Sometimes he's not always had the road over the green, has he? But my goodness me, last night he got some points, didn't he? Really good stuff indeed. Steve was right at home in the Elite League, wasn't he? And I think he hats off to Steve. Brilliant job indeed. Then JJ coming down the back straight, so I just got Brown there just now getting himself. He's now on the soft tyres with 2.5 minutes to go in this session. As we're now coming through the final corner as well. Let's see what he can do then. Brown is about to start his lap. I apologise. Bit anticlimactic there, isn't it? So we're keeping an eye on what JJ does in the McLaren then. Anyway, back to the championship. The only other big mover is, of course, Snap, who Snap is now on 10 points and is moved up 3 positions as well. Good 17 in the constructors standings. Then it's all square. Then there's 100 points separates Toro Rosso and Red Bull. That's a big old mammoth. Climb, isn't it? At the moment, and I think at the moment it's Red Bull could potentially win it here today, but I think it's going to be more likely to be won in Austin next week then. But we'll keep an eye on how that plans out in the constructors. Race point in 3rd position then. 4th is Alfa Romeo, Mercedes 5th, McLaren 6th, Ferrari is in 7th position. Renault have moved them. Renault have now started to score some big points with both Harry and Snap. They're really starting to bang those points in. Then Haas in 9th position, and they've dropped down 1 position, and Williams are in 10th position as well then. So there you have it then. It's only taken me 17 minutes to get through all that, but I've finally got there. As JJ is now 2/10 of a second down at the moment, and Sven 6/10 of a second down. We got Penny, who is 84 hundredths of a second up on the first sector as well. We got Brown, who is 35 hundredths of a second down, and Brown then I think he might be is he going to go for another? He's going to go for another blast, and we're on board Brown as he comes through the final turn. He is going to go for another one now, so we keep an eye on what Brown does. Penny 84 hundredths of a second up in the first sector. I think he's coming to the second sector now, which is just after this turn here. Goodness me, very wide there, wasn't he? Car 57. Let's see what he's 2/10 of a second up. Where's I going to put him? That's in the ballpark of Brown, and maybe even Double as well. But Double is in the pits at the moment. Double is in a very precarious position. Brown, oh goodness me, Penny's gone wide. Penny's gone very wide there, hasn't he? And no, that's not good at all. But Penny now coming. Oh, he's in the wall. He's in the wall there. Oh, he's done a Bottas. And unfortunately, and he's also in the Mercedes as well. But he's damaged the car, and JJ's gone off as well. The big way. JJ's gone for the big way coming out of turn 8, I think it is. Oh, he's done a Vettel. He's gone into the wall. He's skated off, and we've lost 3 people in qualifying already. And that is JJ, Penny, and PB. PB is stuck in the pit lane. So can Brown then? Is Brown's safe at the moment, but he might have to keep his defense up. No, because Sven's involved as well. That's it. I think that's it. Then I'll spin an anticlimax again to qualifying 1 then, isn't it? So oh, that's a bit, why is that? Steve goes fast then. Well, it says anticlimactic, then Steve just popped in. 15-6 there. Oh, it's Sven is in the wall as well then. And he is now into the pits then. So Sven is in the pits. And I think that is him done for qualifying 1 then. So that's unfortunate for Sven there. So we have, and also in the pits is Brown as well then. So that's the end of Q1. And to be honest, yeah, I think in the end there was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Really, I was expecting more of a build-up there, but nonetheless, we have unfortunately lost 4 drivers in this qualifying 1 session. That is Penny, Sven, JJ, and PB have all bit the death. They're all out of qualifying 1, but don't worry, they'll be back in the race, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about that at all. You will see all 4 of those guys back in and racing around Mexico in the not too distant future. So bear with us, folks. It is even though they might have gone for now, they will be back with vengeance, I'm sure of it, in the race set. So Steve is fast at the end of qualifying one. Then good stuff there from Steve. Yeah, I think we'll go through that. I think what we would do is we'll go through some of the drivers through the later part of the season, like Abu Dhabi 7, because I think I'll give them a fair shout. But I think so far that some drivers this year have been having some incredible breakout seasons, haven't they? Really have. And Steve is one of them. He's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? Anyway, out of qualifying is PB, is JJ, Sven, and Penny. All out qualifying. I was expecting a big old rush there towards the end of that one, but that wasn't to be. And there, all three of those are now going to be sitting on the sideline for qualifying for the race in just a few moments as well. Sprint says, happy birthday. Thank you, Sprint. We've also got Frank as well. Happy birthday. Thank you, guys. And also T. Sammy, happy birthday, Sean. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Yeah, so unfortunately, I've turned the ripe old age of 31 today. So, yeah. Gosh. Yeah, less said about that, the better, really, isn't it? So, even though I still look about 12 years old, but never mind. This beard has been growing since I was born, and I still haven't become a proper beard, has it? Anyway, enough about my lack of my development. Let's get back on with the track action, shall we? So with 15 cars are now in qualifying 2. Then we have lost 4 drivers in that first session. This second session is going to be fantastic. I have I bet my bottom dollar on that one. And then so this is Q2. In terms of the weather and things like that, I gotta say it's a lovely sunshine around Mexico, isn't it? Here in Mexico City, then, as I said, it's the highest altitude circuit on the calendar, apart from well, it is actually. And then Brazil, I think, is second, and that's where we're going to in 2 weeks' time, actually. So yeah, we've got some cracking races coming out, and we've got Austin, and we got Brazil, and I think that Brazil is one of the ones that I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to all 4 of them, but I think Brazil is a fantastic race, isn't it? Really is good stuff. And sorry. Yeah, that's my old age coming in for you now. Anyway, it's we've now got double energies out on track, but look at the heat haze coming up from the tarmac, from the asphalt there. Goodness me, then you can see it's very hot here in Mexico, isn't it? And we're just watching double N car 97, and in the Haas, that I think that double has had a decent season. He's only scored 14 points this season. I think last season he had a much better season, didn't he? But I'm looking forward to seeing, of course, when IRC returns for season 8 there, of course, which is absolutely good stuff indeed then. But I am looking forward to seeing what the likes of Double and all these other guys can do for F1 2020. Of course, there's new ERS, isn't there? So you've got to learn about the ERS. I think there's only 3 steps now, isn't there, or something like that. Bearing in mind, I'm no expert by any long shot, so I'm just kind of trying to keep up as best I can. But yeah, I think there's only 3 sets. There's only 3 stages of the ERS now, isn't there? Which is interesting. So really got to get your head around that as well. And there's all other kinds of things to get your head around as well, like the new tracks. I'm really looking forward to Vietnam. I'm looking forward to that one. That was going to be chaos, isn't it? And of course, Holland as well. It's so narrow, isn't it? It might be Monaco without the barriers next season. That is going to be thrilling in and of its own right, isn't it? And we might see a lot of safety cars in Holland because by the looks of it, the barriers are quite close together. It's very much an old school circuit, Holland is. Of course, F1 was raced in Holland there back in the 80s, didn't they? So it's good to see them back. It's kind of a no-brainer, really, isn't it, with the Dutch fans travelling around the world just to support, of course, the new superstar, the young superstar, Max Verstappen. And he has really changed the game over there, hasn't he? And he's done something similar to what Schumacher did when, of course, Germany, I think that Germany's peak really came when Schumacher was just bounced on the scene there, didn't he? Especially with the Benetton days. It was fantastic, wasn't it? So, yeah, I think that Verstappen has done something very similar and really lit fire under the Dutch fans. Same with Fernando Alonso as well, because Spain was more into their MotoGP, wasn't it, before Fernando Alonso came onto the scene. So yeah, there's so much So yeah, I think there's so much excitement there for the Dutch Grand Prix as well. Double goes on to a 17.566 at the moment in the Haas. That's a good lap to start us off in. But Sprint there is on the medium compound tyres, and he goes fastest on the 17 flat. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got a Red Bull coming around the final corner as well, and that is Matt. Then he is on a 16.8. Then Matt is, of course, last time out in Japan, Matt was slightly off the pace, wasn't he, in the end? Then unfortunately not to get some good points really on that event there. But let's see what he can do that. And he's top in the timesheets at the moment. Brown is the fourth fastest moment in the Williams. Of course, Williams are last in the constructors, aren't they, this season? But of course, we had a bit of an experiment, a bit of research, didn't we? On when was it? I think it was Tuesday night or something like that. And I think that the PB was one of the drivers that finished in 11th position more often than not. If 11th position got points, I think PB would have been on something like well, basically would have been on like almost double the score he's on now. I think it would have been on 20 points or something. Absolutely incredible stuff, isn't it? So yeah, I think PB has been very consistent this season, hasn't he? Unfortunately, the driving standings don't really show that, does it? So for sometimes every now and again, it's very good to have a quick old look and see what the drivers are really up to, isn't it? And I think PB, albeit on the standings, hasn't really shown it, has it? But I think he's done a fantastic job. He really has, hasn't he? As we've just got a Mercedes coming through in that sprint, who's gone fastest on his second. That's the second lap on the medium compound tyres then for the Mercedes driver. Good stuff then from the Mercedes driver. T-Sammy has just gone the soft tyres. No mess about for T-Sammy. And of course then very good stuff indeed. Then it's a Snap then coming across the line. He's on the medium tyres at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on what Timmy does. Timmy there with the Halloween helmet there. Of course, that's quite apt, isn't it, for around Mexico? Because it's usually Day of the Dead or something like that around Mexico. Usually when F1 comes to town, it's definitely Halloween, isn't it, around here then? So I think that's quite good there. Quite a good touch there from Timmy. Albeit I think he's had that helmet on for most of the season, hasn't he? Here comes Asdog. They're coming through the final turn now. Car 69 in the racing point, soon to be known as Aston Martin. Luckily for not next season, because we got to get used to the AlphaTauri, haven't we? AlphaTauri, I think it is, next season. So unfortunately, I had the pleasure of seeing how Crofty pronounced it and then go the opposite way. Oh no, sorry, that's a bit of a that's a joke there, I think. But yeah, I think it is AlphaTauri, isn't it? I'll hear it. I'll wait to see what Ted Kravitz says. I think he's. Oh, we got an Alfa Romeo who's gone off there at turn. I'm not sure he's gone off or he let someone through there, but Fizzy there is come a cropper slightly, hasn't he? So he's just back on track now, and away he goes. And Snap then is on his second lap now on the medium compound tires. Interesting to see what T-Sammy and Maxi, remember, two elite veterans there, and I'm wondering what they was if they was having a peek about seeing what the elite guys was doing last night in terms of strategy and things like that, because I used to do that, but unfortunately I was just never good enough to follow what they were doing, mainly because I usually lost my front wing, either because I'll break myself, went to the back of a car in front, or I ended up in the wall. So that was basically my strategy, was to keep my wing on for as long as possible, really. Here comes Maxi. He is on the soft tires. The same with T-Sammy here, and he's gone fastest there, but only by a whisker. I'm loving this, isn't it? Look at this, and these two there separated down by 7,000ths of a second at the moment. This is absolutely brilliant stuff indeed, then, isn't it? As Leclerc is joining GFO Leclerc from Elite there, and he is going to enjoy the race as well from the multi vision kind of thing. Of course, F1 did start that. I remember, I think I bought it in Canada in 2002 when How Dare Coronation Street was on specially for, I think they took qualifying off, didn't they, for a special program or something, and I was absolutely livid about it. So I think I bought F1 Digital for the Canadian Grand Prix 2002. Yeah, which unfortunately I didn't even use the camera angles, which I'm really annoyed about. So that was a waste of £10 or whatever it was. Maxi then is on an in-lap at the moment. Timmy has done 2 laps on the soft tyres. Roscoe is on a lap then, and he is on the back straight. He's on the soft tyres. I'm loving this. There's such a diversity in terms of strategy here tonight. It's brilliant stuff indeed then. As Dave Shores wished me a happy birthday. Thank you, Dave. Brilliant stuff indeed there. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you all for your birthday wishes here. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And yeah, so as a double there is just coming out the pits again, and he's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? In the 6th position at the moment then. As Roscoe is just coming into the mini stadium section as well then, before accelerating out now of turn 6, and he's gone faster than he's ever been in the first section. That's because, of course, the times get wiped from Q1 to Q2, so everything that happened in a Q1 then basically is just wiped, and we start from afresh there. Fizzy has gone up to 5th fast at the moment in the Alfa Romeo course. He is the I think that he is the star man at the moment, isn't he? I think that a lot of views definitely going to be on Fizzy after his incredible battling where he went toe to toe with T-Sammy, and he came out on top barely, and Roscoe is invalidated this time. He had to correct the car coming out of turn 15, I think it was, and he is in the pits, and he doesn't want any more lappage on those tires as much much that he can do. Brown is in the second sector then. Hogg is divided his time, so we're going to see what we're going to leave him to it for the minute. So Brown is coming through the S's as well. And of course, this track is also a very similar to Holland, where of course this is more of a golden oldie that is coming back, isn't it? Mexico is, of course, Mexico was on the calendar till the early 90s, wasn't it? 92 or something like that. Then it came back in 2015, didn't it? I think the most I remember about the 2015 race is seeing Vettel spin off in turn 7 a couple of times, really. But I think after seeing the podium celebrations, I was absolutely in awe of it. It was brilliant. Brown has gone fast, and I think that is a very good time now from the Williams driver. I was talking about his teammate PB earlier. I think we should. I think it's a bit unfair not to mention about Brown, isn't it? Brown's season has been absolutely stupendous in terms of qualifying. Anthony, he's been brilliant. He's been top draw, top notch. The Williams driver has just unfortunate he cannot. Just unfortunate with the Williams. The reason why Williams are quite low down the constructors, I think, is due to Brown's unluckiness. And of course, PB is very consistent, but I think it's just the grid this season has been absolutely brilliant. It's been so incredibly competitive, and that's why. So PB has finished races more often than not, hasn't he? But unfortunately, though, I think in years gone by, PB and Brown would have scored a lot more points than what they have done, so that just shows how competitive the season is. But I expect PB and Brown to really march on next season in Season 8 there, of course, which I'm really looking forward to on the new F1 2020 game, which is coming out sometime in July. I'm not very good at those. I'm not very good at, like, well, what's the word, like, just advertising, am I? So, because I can't remember when the date when the game's released. I'm brought over the show here with Dave, and he's currently 10th in the World Championship. And let's see what he can do then as he comes through the final turn as well. Dave does, and he goes over the 5th fastest, just 7 second in front of his teammate. Double as a yellow flag then. It's one of the Ferraris there are just I think pulling off to the side then. Harry is he's 8 seconds down then, so Harry's going to have another bite of the cherry then. Timmy comes through, he goes 6 fast when he splits the 2 horses. He is 200 a second behind Dave at the moment. Behind Dave is a whisker away at the moment, isn't it? Asdog then is 1.2 seconds up at the moment as he comes into the stadium station as well then. Coming into the Mansell turn as well then. Let's see what do then from Asdog. Of course, Asdog is Asdog in racer. Asdog, you see, have been on podium six times between them, haven't they? Of course, 5 times for C and once for Asdog. Asdog was on pole position 3 times last season, wasn't he? He was on for the first 6 races. He was on pole position 3 times. He's on pole position for 50% of the first 3 races last season. Unfortunately, it was strategy, wasn't it, and all that kinds of stuff that really came in, and that really, unfortunately, as that PB has left the session there. Hopefully, he'll come back soon. But I think that Asdog's strategy last season possibly wasn't maybe just them down slightly. Then perhaps then, of course, it's very difficult to criticise, isn't it? Because especially with someone like me who doesn't even know where the steering wheel goes. But I think that maybe if Asdog's strategy, I think in Bahrain it wasn't it, where he went for a 2-stop strategy instead of 1. Perhaps if he went for a 1-stop, maybe he would have won that race. But who knows there? Because it's all about different driving styles, isn't it? And PB has joined the session back in. Fantastic stuff. It's all about different driving styles as well. How much you look after the tires, isn't it? It's very much about It's very much about a tire game. Very much a tire formula at the moment, isn't it? In terms of making sure that you don't damage those tires as much as needs be. Unfortunately, it's been throughout the history in F1. They've had to look after one thing or another, haven't they? Whether it's tires, whether it's engine, whether it's brakes, or any of that kinds of stuff. These guys are always nursing something. Here comes Snap then. What's he nursing? Well, he's in 8th position at the moment, and then beautiful bit of steering angle there as well. Harry's done 3 laps on the medium tyres with just under 3 minutes to go then. He wants to stick his toe down. Roscoe's going to have to very much get on it as well. And in this final part of qualifying then, lovely shot there from the Red Bull, from the Toro Rosso. Absolutely stupendous stuff indeed then. Matt is in the danger zone at the moment. We've got Matt, Harry, Fizzy, Steve and Roscoe. Those are 5 T names for the IRC Super. If the goodness me then, that would be none of those names I would have put in the hat of maybe in danger of Q2. But goodness me, that's the beauty of live sport, isn't it? Coming through the final turn then, Roscoe is on board with him now then, and he puts himself into 3rd fast at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. The top 8 positions are in the pits at the moment then, so interesting strategy there then. Fizzy is starting this up as well. Harry is in the pits then. If he wants to get out, then he's going to have to get out there He's going to have to get a spurt on. He's going to have to get out in a jiffy, isn't he? Matt is coming down the back straight then. He is 4/10 to a second up then. Where's that going to pull him? That is going to pull him in the top 10 quite comfortably so far, but he needs to keep up the momentum. He needs to make sure then that he gets himself into keeps on the momentum, gets himself into Q3 then with two very good final sectors. Then we're on board Matt then as he is just now getting his way through the through the second sector as well then, getting a bit over the curve then, but he's that is absolutely perfection, it really is, isn't it? Matt now is coming to the line and he's a second up in the second intermediate. Good stuff indeed there from Matt then, who is second in the World Championship at the moment then. He comes through the stadium sector as well and going over the curve slightly then, and here he comes then into the final turn and coming out of the peritard or the mantle turn then, depending on the era, and here he comes to the line. That should be comfortable. It's more than comfortable. That is faster so far. Steve is now also starting to stop as well. Harry's in the pits and Sprint is also in the drop zone as well. Doubles in the drop zone. Fizzy has just gone into 10 fastest, but that's not enough at the moment for Fizzy. Goodness me, he is in there, but only just by a whisker. And Tibby is also showing as well. Dave is back on an hour. Sprint is finishes up. Steve is on the middle part and the Sprint is 4/10 of a second up. Where is that going to put him? That is at the moment now, it's putting him around the Fizzy mark. That's putting him around the Fizzy mark. Let's see what he can do then as he comes into the final the final sector now then, out of the baseball stadium then. He comes underneath us. Beautiful shot there from the Mercedes. Absolutely, it's a work of art. It's a Sprint's final sector work of art. It's good enough at the moment. He's at a 32 flat then, and Dave then is right to come out. Timmy's still in the pits. Fizzy's invalidated this time. Fizzy, the hero of Japan, is out of qualifying. I think Snap might be out his qualifying as well, and he's done 3 laps on those soft tires. Goodness me, Harry is back out. Harry is back out, but I think it's too late. I think it is too late for Harry. It is too late for double. But Steve and Steve is invalidated. It's time. Steve is out of qualifying. Goodness me, this has gone out. Oh, it's gone pear-shaped for a lot of the old guard here. Steve is out of qualifying. He is 15th. Harry will be 14th. Double in 13th. Snap in 12th, and Fizzy in 11th position. Well, goodness me. And Dave is 2/10 of a second up at the moment then, and here it comes then. He's coming out of the mini stadium sector as well then, and he is on his way then. We're on board with Dave at the moment there. Car 25 of course then, of course his last win came in that famous race in season 7. That was back in Monaco. Oh, he's invalidated his time, Dave has, but I think that Dave should be safely through then. He is I think he is safely through, isn't he? Snap, what's he doing? He's 7/10 of a second up at the moment then, Snap is, oh, he's just knocking over the polar sirens there. Maybe a bit of gamesmanship there from the very experienced Snap then, isn't he? As we're just in the sprint coming across the line. He's done 2 laps on the soft tires. Is that going to pay dividends in the race? And that is the question, which should be on my mind. But will it be on these drivers' minds? Or, oh no! As a Snap and Dave have come to blows, coming in the pits then. Oh dear then. I'm not sure if there's any fisticuffs going on there. Of course, I'm not, unless it's just a bit of friendly banter there between the bodywork perhaps then. But as that's the end of Q2, and I gotta say, I'm absolutely surprised to see the names that are in that bottom 5 there. Goodness me, as I was saying about 2 minutes ago, I didn't expect any of those names to be in the bottom 5, but goodness me, God, don't ask me for the lottery numbers because I'm going to be completely wrong, which is nothing unusual there, is it? And we're just counting down the final minutes of qualifying 2 then before we go into qualifying 3 then, and this is where it's going to get really tasty indeed then, isn't it? I gotta say, it's been very tasty so far anyway, hasn't it? And I think that the headline is, as much as that was a very good time there for Brown and Matt, the headline is these 5 drivers here. Steve is out of qualifying, Harry's out of qualifying, Double, Snap and Fizzy, the man who won in Japan, is out of qualifying as well. Goodness me, how his fortunes have changed this week. But of course in IRC, I got qualifying is quite important, but with of course the race coming up in so many safety cars, so much action going on, I gotta say that do not give up hope just because you're out of bad qualifying, definitely not. And so yeah, but I'm quite shocked to see those 5 drivers go down there. Goodness me. Anyway then, we're now coming into the final part of qualifying. Then this is going to be 12 minutes of fast and furious action. It really is, isn't it? And the tension is building up, the drama is building up. This is going to be electric, isn't it? And why wouldn't it be? Of course, this is This is where the cars are going to be fastest in the whole event then. And here are our Super 10 going for that pole position then for the Mexican Grand Prix. We've got Hogg, we've got Dave Shaw, we've got T. Sammy, Matt, Brown, Asdog, Timmy, Roscoe, Sprint and Maxi. Those guys are going for pole position then. And of course the man who's had the most pole position so far this season will not be taking part in this qualifying session. A man who could equal the most pole positions this season, Maxi, is in qualifying. Oh goodness me! Then as one of the Toro Rossos are chopping off Dave's nose there, and I think it was our champion. It was the champion there, season 7 champion T7. It's the first man out on track about it, and of course he has got what he wants now. He has got the championship, but he wants a double, doesn't he? And I don't mean double, I mean the double in terms of the championship itself. And of course, he's doing a bit of lawnmower now. Of course, that's the world's most expensive lawnmower. But yeah, I think that this is going to get very intense indeed there. Of course, the Toro Rosso boys, they can't clinch it here tonight, I don't think, but I think that they can set themselves up beautifully well in the US of A coming up in a week's time, of course, then. So I think that that's what T-Sammy wants. T-Sammy and Roscoe kind of get some good points on the board. The thing is, though, that Red Bull, they're fighting. I've got Matt and Maxi, who have been very good as well, haven't they? So, it's going to be great, isn't it? I'm loving this Constructors' Battle. I think that the Constructors' Battle, in my opinion, is just as important as the drivers. Remember, it returned at the beginning of seasons of this season, didn't it? After it dropped off at the end of last season, but it's back in action, isn't it? And the Constructors is very much a cornerstone of Formula One, isn't it? And it's also about driving as also about teamwork as well. Of course, one of the best displays. I keep saying this every week, almost every week. Every time I say something about teammates, Slim and Samster and the Ferrari in season 1 of the Elite League was absolutely phenomenal. It really was. And remember, in the Elite League now, we got Granty Boy and Slim again. Slim is very good, isn't he? Of building a team around him. He's like Schumacher-esque, isn't he? Slim is. He seems to be at the forefront, isn't he? Yeah, of course, him and Granty are absolutely doing a stupendous job in the McLaren team, aren't they? I remember in the beginning of the Elite, this earlier on in the Elite season, Slim was having a bit of a difficult time, wasn't he? McLaren have really clawed their race back up. Granty has joined the fold in the last 3 races, hasn't he? And goodness me, both of the McLaren team in Elite has been absolutely fantastic stuff. They really have, and yeah, hats off to them as well. And I think this season, Roscoe and T-Sabi have been a decent decent cooperative unit, but there has been some occasions, Italy for example, where they have come to blows, haven't they? Of course, beyond that safety car, that infamous safety car in Italy as well, which I got to say was it was a very dramatic. It was very dramatic, wasn't it, for us to watch in the commentary box? But goodness me, it was definitely entertaining to say the least, wasn't it? Anyway, now T-Sammy goes fast. He's done a 16 so far then, and goodness me, then that's a very good time indeed then. But Dave Fair's gone faster still than Andy, and so is Sprint then. So I think half a second in front of T-Sammy as always yapping away then. Timmy has gone full fast moment, 4/10 of a second down from T-Sammy at the moment. Hogg is I think those are used tires on T-Sammy's car perhaps. Matt is invalidated his time. He's got to go around again, and Dog is also invalidated his time as well. What about Maxi? Maxi is holding it on then, holding it all out then, isn't he? Before coming out to the line then, yellow flag as there is a that's one of the racing points that are going off just in front of us. And as Jan van Den Breker said, happy birthday. Hope you have a great. Hope you had a great day, and hopefully the boys will give me a great race. I gotta say then, I think last week might they might. I gotta say, can they top last week? Of course they can. This is the IRC. They will definitely top it, won't they? But I gotta say, it'd be very difficult to top it. Last week was brilliant, wasn't it? It's all what you can ask for in a race, wasn't it? It was drama after drama, wasn't it? It was looking fair, wasn't it, for T-Sammy? It looked all under control. Then we had a safety car, and then cars boxed, didn't they? They came in the pits there, changed strategy, which really threw a curveball, didn't it? And T-Sammy there was very much on the back foot, and then of course him and Steve came to blows out the second Degner. Oh, it was brilliant stuff indeed, wasn't it? And of course said that loud Fizzy through there. Fizzy did say in the interview about it, but I gotta say, you still have to be in it to win it, don't you? You still have to be there or thereabouts, and you've seen a lot of races over the past where you just have to be there to capitalize. Remember Hakkinen 2000 2001 Spain there. One of the most heartbreaking things you'll ever see, wasn't it, when Hakkinen, who had a very difficult start to the 2001 season, and his car broke down at the last lap in Spain there, and Schumacher was there to capitalise, wasn't he? So yes, it does. So it doesn't matter, really, does that? The only thing that matters is that Fizzy was on top step of the podium there in one of the best races in races in IRC, and I gotta say, I thought the best race in IRC was going to be Italy, to be honest. So sorry, Steve, I've really changed my opinion on that one. So it's I gotta say, my opinion changes on the weather, really. So yeah, whatever I say one week is going to be different to next week, isn't it? But there you go then. But I think the two classic races this season, hasn't it been Italy and also Japan, so I suggest you go back and watch it. Monaco was good as well, wasn't it, of course, and as Brown comes through the final turn as well, and he is now fifth fastest. Brown is like very good at the moment there, isn't he? I'm really good to see Brown there, but he's normally more or less in Q3, isn't he? Brown is, so hopefully he can get the race result, can he? Steve also saying happy birthday, Sean, much respect there, also with a lovely emoji heart, and I'm loving that then. Thank you all for the love, guys. Brilliant stuff indeed then. And where else would you want to be on your birthday? Then racing or commentated on IRC. I think I said Fizzy make a comment about that. I maybe should be driving it. Maybe I should be driving this as well. As Roscoe goes fastest on a 15.416, and he is 500 seconds, only 500 seconds in front of Maxi. So that's currently pole position, and that is the benchmark thrown down then. And so we'll see how that one plays out then. Good stuff indeed then. And now they're all coming on in lap. Then we're halfway through this qualifying freeze campaign. At the moment, Roscoe is coming on pole position. That'll be his his second pole position of the season. I think he had one in France, didn't he? It was a good, I'm sure it's around the France area. It's good stuff indeed then. I need to write notes down, don't I, really? My memory is absolutely appalling. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, of course, Fizzy did joke about maybe having me in the car this tonight. Absolute, I gotta say, it would have been good fun, but goodness me, I would have caused absolute anarchy. And I think that I should not be in a league race at all, and I don't even deserve to. Yeah, I shouldn't be in a league race at all. Yeah, I think the only time I should ever be in a league race is when it's a bit of fun, like the IRC Classic Cup, which of course was a couple of weeks ago. And I think we got one more in the pipeline somewhere, so keep an eye on that one. I really enjoyed the classic cars, actually. I gotta say, they're a bit of a handful, and when I got traction control, and I was spinning all over the show. So yeah, that was a very difficult time. It really was. So yeah, but it was good fun though. Definitely good fun indeed. Timmy is now starting us off as well, of course. This is also fun as well, but there's a lot of serious stuff involved. We got to determine who's going to be second in the World Championship, who is going to be the Constructors Champion, and where the rest of the car is going to finish. We have still got a lot of serious things just about to happen then for the final couple of races here in IRC Super, and looking forward to that as well, of course. As I said, we got 4 more rounds to go here in Mexico. Then we go to USA, Brazil before heading off the season in Abu Dhabi. Good stuff indeed. And of course, unfortunately, there's no F1 on the actual TV, but this is the next best thing, isn't it? Timmy there is giving a lot of welly at the moment, isn't he? Timmy, another man who's been very good in qualifying, but just seems to have a bit of a bad luck on his way down. He's 4/10 of a second up in the second sector as well, before coming into the stadium sector as well. Then, and you can see very much Mickey Mouse-esque, isn't it? Before coming through the Mansell turn and then into Paratada as well, and he's coming out now. He's round deployment, but let's see. He is fifth fast moment that Timmy is. I'm thinking that Timmy's slightly off the pace at the moment. Of course, no disrespect. He is on pole position there. He's improved by over 7/10 of a second there. Good stuff indeed there. It's a Toro Rosso 1-2 at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Maxi is flying the flag for Red Bull in third position, sprinting for Dave in fifth, then with Timmy in sixth, Brown seventh, then eighth position is Hogg, ninth is Matt, and 10th is Asdog. Those 3 cars of Hogg, Matt and Asdog have not set any times just yet though, guys, so keep it on. Those three can definitely mix it up, to say the least then. Oh, sorry, 3 minutes to go this session, and as Timmy is then on an in lap at the moment. No, he isn't. I think he's still going for it. You can see, look at the ears down at the right hand side then, and that is of course showing the telemetry and what the McLaren is doing at the moment. He's coming through the SZ. This is a very difficult part of the track. Oh, Timmy having to open the steering up there. He was lost a slight bit of time. He has. He's 4/10 of a second down then as well. So Timmy is coming. I think that Timmy might be abandoning this lap then, and I think he might be coming in the pits actually. Timmy. So he's currently 6th fast at the moment. As a Toro Rosso there of T Sammy there is just coded the pits as well. Then I thought there was a bit of Toro Rosso end plate missing there. So into the pits comes T Sammy. I'm wondering if I'm sorry, it's Timmy. There's too many T's, isn't there? I'm getting me T's all mixed up. T Sammy then, is he going to come in the pits as well? Or is he going for another? He's going for another blast set around Mexico. Why wouldn't you? The man is on pole position by 15.339 at the moment. He is in front of Roscoe by 15.4. The Toro Rosso boys are looking very good at the moment. And this is a huge step towards that constructor's crown, isn't it? Which I think that they would be able to pinch in America with the slightest of with the minimalist effort. Really, I think it would only be single digits they'll have to score in America, from what I can remember. So yeah, the Toro Rosso boys are very much then looking on course for a double for T Sammy and Roscoe with also a constructor's crown as well. So it's been a very successful year to say the least, hasn't it, for those guys? Brilliant, 17 then. So 1 minute and a half to go in this qualifying session. All cars are out on track apart from the McLaren. Of course, Roscoe's former team of Timmy, who is coming the pits then, and I think he's now putting his feet up then and hoping that time is going to be good enough for the third row of the grid. Davis on a fantastic drive out there. Moniz in 5th position. Davis looking very strong then. Can I get some big points then for the Haas team? Haas have dropped down to 9th in the constructors. It's a very close battle between the Renault and between the Renault and the Haas as well. As I completely forgotten which team I was talking about there. Is goodness me. As T Sammy there coming through the final turn as well. Then let's see what I do. Love the shot. I love that final turn there. And he has gone faster still by 300 of a second, and he's lowering the bar more. That's more of a psychological edge, isn't it? Because then his competitors are just going to be starting to sink down in their seats, isn't it? When they see that, Brown is going to have to go for another run. Then Hogg is on a lap at the moment. Matt is also on a lap, and Asdog is on a lap as well. We're on board with Asdog at the moment. Then T Sammy has gone right off then in the turn one then, as I'm not sure if it's our retirement on track, perhaps. Maybe of course then the return on track, we try and advise against it, to be honest, of course, as we don't need AI cards that get in the way. But I think that I'm not sure if that is a retirement on track or retirement, if that makes sense, which to be honest that probably doesn't really, does it? But there you go. We're on board with Asdog. This is first to 10. This is first by the cherry. He comes through the final. Look at him hugging there, and he has gone 5th fastest there. Good stuff indeed. Then Hogg is coming through the final turn. He is 9th fast motor. Matt then is the next man through. No, yet it's his teammate Max. He's on pole position. He's dipped into the 14th, and he is now joined on the highest pole here so far. Matt goes 5th fastest. Wow, what a time there from Maxi. Great time from Maxi. Brown is 5/10 of a second down. David's 800 of a second up. Good stuff indeed. Then Sprint is 1500 seconds down. Roscoe has abandoned his time. He's going to be 3rd fastest at the very most. Then Sprint then. Oh, lovely orange helmet and good stuff indeed. I'm liking those colours. He's coming through the final turn. Where's Sprint? He's 4th fast in the end. Roscoe is still in 4th. Still in 3rd. Where's Dave? Dave is 3/10 of a second up. Goodness me, he's put himself very much in the frame. Here comes Dave, and he's dropped down 7. He's got one more sector to go. Then come under the baseball sector as well. Then through turn 16, through turn 17, the Mansell turn as well. He's round deployment, but is this enough? It's 5th fastest then. Dave and Matt are all going to be sharing the same road. Remember, they almost came to blows in Japan, if they did come to blows, actually, I think. But nevertheless, they're going to be on the front row of the grid. But Maxi takes the spoils in qualifying by getting pole position, and fantastic stuff indeed then. So that is actually Red Bull's 8th pole position this season. I was talking about the Racing Point, but my goodness me, Red Bull, there's been some strong teams this season in Super, there really has, hasn't there? And I gotta say, Red Bull have really been brilliant stuff. They've been really fantastic stuff to watch, haven't they? I've loved the actual teams tonight. They've been this season, they've been brilliant stuff indeed then. Anyway then, as I'm waffling on, and maybe I should just cut to the chase, and yeah, maybe I should just cut to the chase and talk about the grid, shall we? 3/10 of a second Maxi was in front of T Sammy. That was brilliant stuff, wasn't it? That was really good stuff there from Maxi. Well done. Second position is T Sammy. 3rd position is Roscoe. 4th is Sprint. Dave in 5th position. Matt 6th. 7th is Asdog. 8th is T Sammy. Sorry, it's Timmy. I'll keep getting T Sammy and Timmy mixed up there. Brown is 9th, and Hogg completes the top 10 then. Good stuff indeed then, and I am really looking forward to this one. This one's going to be an absolutely a firecracker of a race then, isn't it? And now we are just getting on to the race itself, and so looking forward to this one. This one's going to be a fantastic race. It really is. Oh, Blaz just wishing me happy birthday. Thank you, Blaz. Absolutely appreciate that, pal. And I hope you're enjoying the stream tonight then. And this is going to be a proper cracker, isn't it? Anyway then, let's get into this as well then, as we are now just lining up and getting the cars ready to go racing here in Mexico. And this is going to get very interesting indeed then. Of course, I'd like to hear, as always, I would like to hear your opinions on what you think is going to happen with the race, and I'd like to see who do you think is the best place to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Who do you think is going to be the major team that is going to be battling then on the it's going to be taking the constructor spoils and all that kind of jazz then. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one indeed. And as you can see, I'm trying to do two things at once, which is never a good thing to do, is it? But here we go then. This is going to be fantastic, it really is then. As I've tried to start your watch party, as I'm just trying to like go for it live on where are we live on Facebook? That's it, live on Facebook for the first time. So yes, I'm just doing some ODM testing for next season. We want IRC to be on the Facebook permanently next season, and I thought, since the championship is wrapped up, let's show the audience what the IRC can really do, isn't it indeed then? Anyway then, so let's go for the grid shot. We've got a lot of soft tires on the car, so we've got a couple of medium runners as well, as I've also got another birthday wish as well, and they're also giving me away. Thank you, Gemma. Anyway then, we've got 36 laps set around Mexico. Fantastic stuff indeed then, and Max is on pole position for the 5th time this season. Has been absolutely stupendous, isn't it, from Maxi this season? Has he been? He's been brilliant, hasn't he? I've knocked the telemetry off. Goodness me. Yeah, you see, multitasking is definitely not my strong point, is it, by any stretch of the imagination? Goodness me then. But yeah, so we got hard tires for Snap, for Double, and for JJ. We got hard tires for Penny. Everyone else is on the soft compound tires then, and we are now just we're on board then with Max. And here's our pole sitter then, and so Max is on pole position then with Sammy is alongside him on row 1, and then we got Ross going for a position. He's a bit further back, isn't he? I'm thinking big gamesmanship here within 4th position sprint. Davis decided not to participate in the formation lap, nor is Asdog in 7th position, and Timmy in 8th position. 9th position is Brown, 10th is Hogg, Fizzy in 11th, the Japanese Grand Prix winner, Snap 12th, Double 13th, 14th is Harry, Steve 15th, Penny 16th, Sven 17th, JJ 18th, and PB is in 19th position. There's your grid, everyone, and we are now going to be ready to get racing then in just a few minutes time as well. Jonathan is also wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you, Jonathan. And Jan van Dijk saying, come on guys, hopefully an incredible race as last week. I hope so. As we've also got Gemma asking, am I interrupting you? No, of course not. Of course, we want to be interactive as much as possible, don't we? Of course, for these online races as well then. So we're just waiting for those magical red lights, and when they go out, we'll be racing. We've got 36 laps around Mexico, and we'll be getting racy in racing in just a few moments. Those are the lights at 5, and when we'll be going Mexico. And it's go! And Max gets a good start away. T7 then lines up behind it, and with Ross going third position. Davis moved up to 4th already. He's past Sprint already. And look at this, and it's such a long drag coming down into turn 1. Then Maxi is leading, and T7 is alongside him coming into turn 1. T7 takes the lead. The champion is taking the lead going down to turn 1. Then Ross goes to third position. Then we've also got Dave over the 4th position, but there's going to be a fisticuffs there as Matt and Dave are getting side by side. Then Timmy in 6th position. Then Snap is moving up to 7th position. Fantastic stuff indeed. There's a lot of slipstreams so far, but Maxi has regained the lead then, coming down into the second big breaking point on the lap. That is in turn 4. Fantastic stuff indeed then, and very good stuff actually. So Maxi has done a brilliant job so far. Snap is the highest of the medium runners, and he is in 7th position. He's had a great start indeed then, as I quickly get on the old telemetry. Then we got a couple of position changes. Sprint's out in the pole and start. He's dropped down 6 positions already then. 5 positions for Hogg as well. Both those men were in the top 10, but that has gone appallingly bad, hasn't it? Maxi then is out in front at the moment, and then we've got the two Toro Rosso boys. Remember, they're fighting for the Constructors' Championship at the moment, as they come into the stadium sector as well. And we have got Steve who's getting past. Snappy is passed up. Snappy is going around, is he? Not quite. And now Sprint is now coming up to Sprint up to the back of him as well. Sprint needs to make up for that lost time then on the opening start, and that wasn't good at all, was it? So coming for the complete lap one then. Of course, Steve's up 8 positions. We're going to see Steve, as I said, in qualifying. And into the pits comes Aston. He's damaged the wing then, as always in the pits then. So we have got damage to the front wing then. Not good at all then. And he is in the pits now then. Let's see what he is going to do then. What tires is he going to go on? He's on the soft tires. He's on the medium compound tires. He's also changing the nose cone there on that racing point before he gets back out indeed then. And away he goes then. That's the only pit stop runner anymore. Oh, T-Tommy is going for it, isn't he? But look at Roscoe in the background as well. And look at this. Only two men from Elite that are battling away, just as we've seen a couple of times in this season. It's been brilliant stuff, hasn't it? And I think we're going to have more or less the same here, aren't we, here tonight then? They're coming out of the stadium sector as well. Look at Roscoe. He's all over the back, isn't he, of the two leaders. And on board with Roscoe, of course. Remember, he made his second appearance in Elite last night, and he is now back on it as well. Of course, the new helmet design as well for Roscoe. I'm loving that fantastic stuff then. And he's now coming a bit wide then. Car 84 then, and he is coming to the same section as well, and he is very much very much on the moment. I forgot the. Oh, and he's going to go the inside. As we talked about the Toro Rosso boys, they came to blows in Italy. I know we're going to have more or less the same thing here then. Goodness me, then it's again very close then as they come out of turn 60 as well. And Davis now all over the backwards. Are on board then with the Haas driver. Lap 2 complete then. And now Davis all over the diffuser. He's under the diffuser then, but Roscoe's giving him a good old squeeze as they come down into turn 1 then. Roscoe's now in the middle of the track and back on board. Davis at the Monaco Grand Prix winner. And they're coming down when they need to brake. He's got to go on the outside. Roscoe's on another. Show him his rear wheel there. Steve has also passed Timmy and moved up into 6th position. Fantastic stuff. Timmy dropping down 7th position as well. And we've also got I think that was JJ. Wow, swimming through there. And Hog having to take evasive action. And Brown also dropping down as well. Snap's gone. Snap is placing the wrong way then as he damaged the nose cone. No, he's okay at the moment. He sprints around. That's very nice. He's done that from Snap. And he's on his way then on those medium compound tires indeed. And good stuff indeed then. Doubles move. Oh, it's just a bit debris now. No, isn't it? It was just a leaf then. So I will leave them alone then. As the bad puns just come our way throughout the night then. So unfortunately, guys, you've got to bear with that one. As we're on board then with Roscoe at the moment. Roscoe very much had his the bit between his teeth, didn't he, earlier on then? But unfortunately, that's not the case now. JJ is now under a bit of pressure there, and I think as Stephen now saying, you JJ would be near the back there, but he's up to 11 for the moment. JJ is, but oh goodness me, then he is getting very snaky as they come onto the SSN and into the baseball sector as well. And it's is that, look at Brown then just showing the nose there with that Williams then. Now they're coming into the saves as well. Max has now got a 1.6 second advantage over T7 in second position with Roscoe in 3rd position. Lovely stuff indeed at the moment. And so lovely stuff then from Max. He's really getting a good fist on this race so far then. JJ there is hugging the inside there at turn 17. You normally do that in the old qualifying session, don't you? But of course I think in the race there might actually put pace or momentum there. Of course JJ is on the longer game. He's on the medium tires, of course. Those are the medium. You can tell they're on medium tires. They're on the yellow stripe tires, and they will go further in the race. They'll go further in the race. Then we've also got Snap, who's now past double dropping down to 70 position in the Haas, and Snap has gone slightly wide. Then Snap has got some pace around here tonight, hasn't he? So let's see what Snap can do. Can he get himself back up through the field? Then so Hog then we're on board with him now. Then he is on the soft tires, and let's see what he can do. Then can he? Can he pull away as well as sorry, to take a bit of breath there. Dave is now going to be on the focus on his rear mirrors of Matt, and as Matt is now in 5th position, they're just catching up with Dave Norris. We're back to the sharp end of this battle here, and let's see what they do as they come into the stadium sector. Ooh. Once again, and that's a bollard off then. I thought that was a bit of debris, but it's not there. But Steve is my goodness me, he's come through the field like a hot knife through birds. Had a fantastic start as well. Look at this as they come out of the final turn, Nigel Mounts a turn, and he is through and up in his 6th position then. And look at this as they go wheel to wheel and coming down the back straight. Steve is flying through the field, car 45, and he is absolutely having a fantastic race at the moment. Harry has passed Fizzy, the Japanese Grand Prix winner, and look at see that fantastic stuff indeed. Then breaks minutes later, and he is through and up into a magnificent fifth position at the moment. Good stuff indeed there. Also, Snap is up into fifth position. Right, he's got past Fenton, so Snap is now getting back through the field as well. But so both runners are very much on their way. As now JJ is going to be under pressure now. It's Brown and PB who are all over the back then of this McLaren, and as the DRS is available for JJ, and now then it's I thought Brown's going to have a go on the inside then, not quite at the moment then. And a double is got by Sven then. Double's got by Sven now. It's a good old move for Double on the outside. He dances on the outside. He passes the Haas, and he is through. I think it's Sven got damage to the oh goodness me. I thought Sven had damage to the Alfa Romeo. He does have damage to the Alfa Romeo. That's not good there. It's as we're just on board then with Sven at the moment. And Petty is in 18th position. Asdog in 19th position as well. Then come through then to complete lap number 6. Yeah, no, lap number 5. Sorry, I'm a lap in front. At the moment, we got 30 more laps to go in this race, haven't we? And at the moment, so Dave is currently in 4th position, and it looks like we've got a Q4 beyond Roscoe at the moment. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, and this is the battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the moment. Then, so there's 2/10 of a second as they come down the back straight then, and Roscoe at the moment then is just defending as cool as he likes it. And oh goodness me then, and now it's getting very nip and tuck. Then is Timmy is really strong for pace at this stage of the race, isn't he? Fizzy, sorry, now it's Harry. I'm a season behind at the moment, isn't I? But it's actually Harry then who is now all over the back of Timmy as well. And the DRS rear wing is open then, but he has not got anything just yet then, as he is still in 8th position then. As Dave is now dropped down into 5th position, and Castilla is now in the 4th position. And unfortunately, though, Dave has been compromised, and Matt he's now in the clutches of Matt then. And Matt then is now all over the gearbox of that Haas as well, as they fly through the Yeses then. And then now, whoa, look at this then, as they go left and right then, isn't it? And he goes over the curbs there as well, and Dave then is starting to feel like the defending. Remember, there was actually DRS in that short straight there in the real world of Formula 1. Unfortunately, they didn't patch that on this game, did they? Which is such a shame, but well, but nevertheless, and that would have produced more action around this incredible track as well. Remember, it's such a long straight, isn't it? Sven's got a 3-second penalty. No retirements just yet, as Penny is on the hard tires, of course. T. Sammy's in the pits already, so T. Sammy is in the pits then, and rolling the dice quite early on then. As you can see, it's a very wide pit lane here, so we've got 3 lanes, haven't we? And he comes in the pit lanes as well, and he is changing tires then, and he is in and out, and quite quickly as well. As Timmy is dropped down the order once again, and as Harry is now moved up into 7th position now, and they read out fantastic stuff indeed then. T. Sammy's on the medium tire side. He is going for the undercut then. Of course, the undercut is when you pit in earlier than what your competitors are, and then you come out in front, don't you? Of course, then the overcut is if you stay out longer and come out in front. So that is what the undercut and overcut is then. As there's a bit of a that is just kind of what is going on then in terms of what we're talking about here at the moment. Which, to be honest, I'm talking about a load of nonsense really. As Steve is now currently in a 3rd position at the moment. And he is very much flying through the field, isn't he? He's I think he must have took it personally above me talking about Monza and Monza, and of course Japan being my favourite race. Well, I think Monza, but of course Steve is doing a fantastic job. Remember, Steve came from the back of the field and battled his way right up into right up and won that race, didn't he? And now he's 2nd, just behind Roscoe. Roscoe is 5 seconds away from Maxi at the moment, and as Maxi is he's in the pits, and so Maxi, oh, he's got a 5-second penalty. Maxi outside is not good at all, is it? And as oh dear, and we've got a lot of pit action as Matt stayed out, and so Maxi's on the hard tires and interesting stuff. And so T. Sammy's gone medium tires and Maxi's on the hard tires. Where is T. Sammy? T. Sammy is currently battling away with Brown. Is that one lap is going to be enough? Just keep an eye to see as there's a lot of pit action, and T. Sammy is struggling behind Brown, isn't he? Those tires, I wonder if they're starting to light up then. Maxi is still coming out of the pits. He's well out in front, isn't he? Well out in front then. As that is a racing point to see there. As both Toro Rossos there, and look, Roscoe's in front as well. Or is he? No, he ain't, because T. Sammy breezes by Roscoe. He has DRS there. He is through and up into a phenomenal 8th position as well. Snap is just oh no, Snap and breeze to God. Oh, that's a crash. That's a crash. Is that going to be a safety car? That's in a very dangerous area on the track. It is a virtual safety car, and oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? Unfortunately, Unfortunately, JJ and T-Sammy came to blows there, and that is unfortunate, isn't it? And they are out, Snap is out of this race then, and Hog has got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings then. So the virtual safety car then, that's when you got to stay to a doubter, isn't it? And so let's see what is going to happen then. Of course, you got to get so you got to stay within a doubter. You have to decrease your speed by 40% then. As JJ, we just seen him on track there, he's got a 3-second penalty there for running slightly wide there. Matt is in the pits now then. This might be a master stroke for Matt, but the virtual safety car is coming as Harry is staying out then. Matt is on the medium tires then. Fizzy's in as well. Hog is staying out as well. This is interesting. So there's so many different strategies out there. I'm loving this at the moment. It's all up in the air, isn't it, at the moment? And this is fantastic stuff. It really is then. As Matt is coming out now. He is out in 6th position then. Brown then is coming down, and Brown is down, and Snap is left for session. And look at that, as Roscoe has also appeared. I didn't even see Roscoe behind the Williams. That's fantastic. I knew his saddle. Stay up the inside, and he is steaming down the outside, the inside. That's a fantastic maneuver from Steve. Flying stuff indeed then. And Steve, what a magnificent maneuver there. And he is having to do 5th position. Good stuff indeed. Roscoe's on the hard tires, and he's done the same as yours during the session as well, as he has done the same as what Maxie's done, and good stuff indeed then on board the Toro Rosso as they're coming down into the mini stadium sector as well. Matt is now losing time now behind Brown. Of course, Brown is running his own race, is he? Of course, he shouldn't be waving him by, should he? Of course, this is about racing, isn't it? I think the only time you should ever wave anyone by is when your tires are completely degraded, and I don't think Brown's are yet. Maxi is through past Hog and moves up into second position. Good stuff there. Hog down in 30. He's not changed those tires yet, though, has he? Steve is now in front of JJ. JJ's gone a bit wide then, and he's compromised his exit there, and that means that Roscoe's going to go up the inside into the Mansell turn. He is through. That's good stuff there. And lovely stuff indeed then. Into the pits comes Hog as well. T-Sam has set the fast side of the race. Also into the pits comes Brown then. Harry is staying out, and he's got a 12-second advantage, Harry is at the moment then. And good stuff indeed then. So this is helping Harry later on in the race, of course. He is going to be drawn back in as JJ is really gaining on the back of the Toro Rosso of Roscoe. And he is going on the outside. Roscoe. Oh, that's a great move from JJ. That's a fantastic move. JJ, what a move from JJ. Brilliant stuff there. But Roscoe is still in front of him. That was fantastic stuff. Really good stuff indeed there. And now Matt is all over the back as well. Matt is also all over the back of Roscoe. I got to say, JJ, that was brilliant racecraft there from JJ. We don't see much of that from JJ. I think it's... Oh, look at this. Oh, we're talking about JJ in a minute because it's all about Roscoe and Matt then. And they're getting their elbows out here. Oh, goodness me. Look at them. They're rubbing. And I'm not going to show which is which. It's the Toro Rosso and Red Bull. They're a very close team, aren't they? They was almost too close to a comfort there, weren't they? But Roscoe is still in 10th position moment as JJ, his tyres he's done 9 laps on his being tyres. We're expecting to go quite a long way in that race. There's Roscoe. I thought he was going off the track then, and that was where indeed they've got yellow flags. One of the Williams cars is I think it's Brown and he's having issues. Oh, as JJ there just swoop in there and taking that 5th position back end moment. Look at it, we've got a queue of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness me, that's too many to count. I can't count above 6, by the way. Steve comes through. He sets the fast. Oh my goodness me! As he sets the fast side of the race, we're back on board. Roscoe, he's on the hard tires at the moment, and Matt is on the on the medium tires. He needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining. They're coming down the back straight. We've got Harry at the moment, who's in 9th position. Then as he is just coming into the pits, coming on now. T-Sammy has taken the lead. And I'm not sure where to look. Then I think that we're gonna. Oh goodness me! Then it's getting very frightfully close out at the moment. T-Sammy's taking the lead. Then Max is down to 2nd position. They're going back to this battle here. Roscoe's back in front, now in front of the 4th position, but JJ is coming back. He's got no DRS, JJ has it, but he says, oh, who is that going up the inside? That's Sprint, isn't it? He's having a good old lunge up the inside there, but that didn't stick at the moment. And Timmy is also in that battle as well. We've also got double on the back. Dave is also gaining on this battle as well. This is fantastic entertainment, isn't it? And brilliant stuff indeed then as well. Oh goodness me then, as you can see then we got for the leader kind of thing at the moment. Then of course you're going to lose a lot of downforce here. Look at JJ, he's struggling, he's gone off the track, and his Matt goes on the outside, and he is through that. But now his compromise is excellent once again, and now Sprint's going to go up the inside, coming into turn 14. I think I'm completely a couple of corners too late there, and now JJ is down to 7th as well, and he comes into the stadium sector as well. Timmy is now all over the back of his team as well. One from McLaren are going to employ team orders then here, and they come through once again, and this has been fantastic stuff indeed. That Timmy is now all over the back of his teammate, and this has been it's been a very difficult overtake, hasn't it, for JJ? JJ is really battling as hard as he dares at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving this. This is fantastic stuff, Ben, as he comes down into he's defending Disney. Dave has just got by his team. I think that might have been a shuffle there for the Haas team, and now Harry then, who was out, has really been brought back into play here. Asdog and Fizzy are battling away as well. Now you are very much battling away, as now Fizzy is I think Fizzy's in front of Asdog, is he? I think he is indeed then. So Asdog is dropping down the order. He's dropped down into 13th position then. So that's unfortunate, as we're back here. As it's Harry now. It's Harry's turn to have a go at JJ. JJ's gone wide then. He's gone fairly wide then, coming out of the mini stadium sector, I should say. And as Asdog is off the track, and he's come off at turn 6, and he's coming back on the track now, bouncing over the grass, and Asdog is having a bit of a miserable time at the moment here in Mexico, isn't he? And I'm wondering how he's going to can he get himself back on the horse and back up there. T-Sam is leading by 2.2 seconds there from Steve in 2nd position. Maxi is 2 seconds back in 3rd position. We got Roscoe in 4th, Matt in 5th position, Sprint 6th, Timmy 7th position, and JJ 8th position, Harry 9th, and Dave is at 10th position there. And then we got Double, who hasn't come in the pitch yet. He has done 11 lap on those medium tyres. Dave is on the hard tyres and expect to go to the end of the race. Same with Maxi and Roscoe. But strategy, it's anyone's guess everywhere else. It's brilliant stuff indeed. C is on the soft tyres still, isn't he? As they come down the hill, Dave is coming from a long way back there, and him and Harry have come the blows there. Oh goodness me there. And I think that might be a different postcode there from Dave, perhaps. I'm not sure if he misjudged there, or if there was an opening. We wasn't on board. We didn't see Dave's point of view there, but unfortunately that's not gone too well at all. It's we're just watching Harry then. So unfortunately they have come to blows, and it's Harry got damage. Dave didn't have damage on the Haas. It's Harry got damage on that Red Bull. No, not Red Bull, Renault. And he has said he's all fine, and they've just lost track time then, unfortunately. But yeah, that's unfortunately both drivers there came off worse for wear there as well. So we got another yellow flag, and that's I think there's one of the Haas there who is come a cropper again. JJ is defending in the S's there, and look at Fizzy just stealing the marks there on a double. I think Dave has got some problems then, so it might not have been a misjudge and break and point at all. I think there's also other issues as well on that Haas car, and that is a shame now for Dave. It really is said, and yeah, I'm feeling there's something else wrong there with Dave's car. So he is struggling to get back on the track, and Dave is out of the race. What a shame now for Dave. But he was a fantastic qualifying. He was amazing, wasn't he? He was mega, and it's just not happening for him. I say as now then his Fizzy is now coming up to alongside JJ. JJ's been a brilliant racer so far. I think he's been fantastic up to this point then, and now we're on board then with JJ then as Fizzy is through and up into 8th position as well. It's a double going very wide then, and Harry is now starting to really put his toe down, isn't he? He's trying to make up for the time he's lost then after that incident on the last lap. Unfortunately then, 2 retirements. We've lost Snap and we've lost Dave in this race so far, unfortunately then, but hopefully yeah, so that's unfortunate for both those guys, and hopefully I'll have a good run now coming into the final couple of races then here in IRC. Then Asdog is moving himself back at the field as well. As Sven now, before he went to the back, I think he did touch the back of Asdog, and now it's and Asdog did a very well to control that car. Goodness me, then there's a bit of a tap on the end. It didn't look like too much of a tap, did it? But these cars can be so nervous under braking, can't they? And then I think Sven might have just lost a bit of downforce there on the front wing there, and that would have just poured him into the back of Asdog then. So sometimes it's not the driver's fault, is it? Back on board with Matt at the moment. Roscoe just in front of us at the moment then with the Red Bull stuff, and you can see then the DRS is fully wide open as we're gaining and coming down the back straight. It's such a long straight, isn't it? Coming down into turn 1 here in Mexico, and as navigating through turn 2 and 3 then, as we just got Jay Fletcher saying my ears just exploded. Oh Well, I think I suggest you turn the music down, my good man. You don't have poor hearing later on in your life. We've also got Jan van den Brink said, great race until now, guys. It's been a fantastic race, hasn't it? We unfortunately have had 2 races so far, but we've still got over halfway to go in this race. So a lot of things are still going to be coming our way, so don't go anywhere. We've also got Chris Samarelis also saying, I hope the best will win, and the best can't be other than T Sammy, and that's what leaders do. Well, the moment T Sammy is leading this race, they're doing a very good job. Bearing in mind, I think that is T Sammy going to need to come back in the pit then on those medium tires. Remember, T Sammy just won the championship last week. Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it? Fantastic drive there from T Sammy. He's been impeccable all the way through this season, hasn't he? I think Hungary is probably the low light of his season, wasn't it? And that's the only time he didn't score in the 17 rounds so far. Then Sven has got a 3-second penalty there for a slight corner cut then. As it's a JJ's going off into the crowd there. I think it was a bit of baseball, does it? Of course, that stadium used to be a baseball stadium back in the day then, before it was converted for Formula 1 purposes, and I think it's an absolutely great stuff. It's an amphitheatre there, isn't it? JJ is now defending the inside, then Harry is on the outside. They come up another drag race coming down there. JJ is through past JJ, and is now up into 9th position then. JJ is in 10th position now then, but we've also got Ferrari of Hog then, who's on the soft tyres and trying to go on, trying to overtake Double, but Double is having none of it whatsoever then, and he is doing a cracking job then, really defending himself, isn't he? And Hog then, we're on board with Hog once again. He is on the soft tyres, the soft shod Ferrari, and he is now on the back of Double. Double's done 15 laps on those medium tyres. You can tell, as I'm not Mystic Meg, but you can tell on the left hand side tyre then, as we've got JJ and Double, who's been on those medium tyres since the start then. Of course, you have to use 2 types of compounds in these races, because you have to abide by the rules in those Formula 1 rules, don't you? Not like yesterday, where of course you just chose your compound from the beginning of the qualifying, wasn't it? And then it was basically hard or soft tyres. These days, Pirelli have got 3 types of tyres: the hard, the medium, and the soft tyres. At the moment, then T Sammy leader, he's on the medium tyres. Steve is on the soft tyres. He's done a fantastic job. He qualified 15th on the grid. He's up into 5th then, but he's gone on alternative strategy, which means he's going to have to come in the pits then. I wonder what tyres are going to go now. I reckon it'll be a medium tyre then to the end of the race. No, then it's the hard tyres. So I have stand corrected once again as so they're on the hard tyres there. And where are they going to come out? Actually, we're going to keep an eye on them now. As Hog there is on the soft tyres. Well, he ain't going to. I think he's going to. So the Ferrari actually is now in front at the moment. Good stuff indeed. Then as Double is now in 9th position. Steve comes out of 10th position behind the battling Ferrari and Haas. We also got Sprinting in 11th position, and Davis left for session, unfortunately, and as he had a bit of bad luck today, him and Harry came to blows then, but I'm not sure if I think it might be more of an equipment failure, but we'll find out and get the news over to you then. We have also got at the moment as they're back on board at the moment then with Steve, and so he is going to be on it like a car bonnet then, isn't he, now with those hard tyres then, and he's going to have those fresh boots then for the remainder of the race then, I think. And look how dull it's got over it there. I haven't heard anything about rain then, but my goodness me, then that's just going to cause all kinds of shenanigans in the final stage of this race then, isn't it? Well, we're about half distance in this race, so we've got a long way to go, as a Double's gone off the track there as well, and Steve is through and up into a 9th position as well then. Matt is back on the back of Roscoe. We're back following the leaders at the moment. Max is 2 seconds in front of these battling cars then. Remember, the Drivers' Championship has been won, but the Constructors have not, have they? And now going on the outside, Matt, as he passes Roscoe, and he is away then. So it looks like at the moment then, so it's a very much a strategical race, isn't it? As it stands then, we've got the we've got T Sammy and Matt who are on the medium tyres, and we've got Roscoe and Maxi on the hard tyres. I'm wondering if that's to cover each other, as Steve now goes up into 8th position and passes the Ferrari, and he is through. Good stuff indeed then. Going back to the leaders in terms of the strategy then, I think that Maxi and Roscoe are playing the longer game, and they're going for the harder shod tyres to the end of the race, whilst Matt and T Sammy are doing the alternative strategy per se here. So both teams are battling for the constructors yet. I know there's 100 points between them, but there's still 4 more races to go, including this one. So do not adjust your TV sets yet. Well, whatever you're watching this on. Maybe you're watching it. I felt a bit old school then, wasn't it? TV sets. It might be on a tablet, it might be on a laptop, it might be on an iPad. I hope not an iPad. Of course, being in IT, you try not to, what's the word, support any Apple products, do you? As Matt is struggling there on the footage in the wall. Then once I look back up, as Double is down in 14th position now, they have just come in the pits, and Asdog is now in the 14th position. As Double's dropped down the 15th position as well. JJ is 10 seconds away from PB, but as we've got a yellow flag, as that is one of the alpha males off. It's Sven there who's taking the escape road to vote. Sven unfortunately hasn't scored a point yet this season, as it is. He's had a very difficult season. Remember last season, Sven in the Hearts, I thought did an absolutely good job actually. So for the Hearts team, but unfortunately this season it just hasn't worked out to his advantage. Has it? Medium tires then as well. Then is Sven is skated off the track, I think, as well. Roscoe is not leaving Matt alone, is he? And this is the battle for the final rostrum position at the moment, isn't it? As Matt is escaping out of the mini stadium sector. That's what I meant to say. As we're just watching the champ is in the building. T Sammy from Johnny Cott said, well, T Sammy in the moment is putting on a clinic. It's a bit of celebrations. He clinched the championship last race. Now he's having a bit of fun, but not only that, he is also trying to he's having a bit of fun, but not only that, he's also trying to get the Constructors Championship for the Toro Rosso. And as it stands at the moment there, they can win it in the Americas in Austin, but they cannot win it here today. The yellow flag in free there now is Sven, who is down in the baseball stadium. He's gone the old part of the track, I think he has. And I'm not sure what they're doing at the moment, and I'm not sure if that car is being moved or what, but they're staying with him at the moment. There's Asdog, JJ, and we've also got Double. These guys have been battling for a fantastic amount of time then, haven't they? Penny doing a cracking job as well. He hasn't come in the picture, I don't think. Brilliant stuff indeed there. As Sven there his car is still on the track at the moment there. Hopefully we can get it removed soon, as this is not going to help anyone who's trying to overtake coming into this part of the stadium. I think he's gone straight on there, hasn't he? He has gone straight on there, Sven has, but he hasn't retired the car. So that's a very dangerous place at the moment. And Roscoe and Matt is battling for position then as they come down into the mini. It's Matt going to go for a switcheroo. He's having a look there on board with Matt then, but that door was always closed, and then Sven has been disqualified them for parking in a dangerous location, and unfortunately for Sven, and he is out of the race then, and that is 3 retirements then in the 19 car field then. 16 laps to go in this race then. So we were on 20 out of 36 then. T Sammy is still stretched away from Maxi. Remember, he's on the softer rubber at this moment in time then. Hard tires for Maxi. Roscoe's on the hard tires as well. Matt is on the medium tires. He needed to stay in front of Roscoe. I'm wondering if the medium tires now starting to struggle. And look at how overcast it's getting. I don't think I've heard anything about rain, but goodness me, it's really getting overcast at the moment, isn't it? If we do have a bit of moisture in the air, then who is this going to benefit? Well, I'd say it would definitely benefit T Sammy for one, because he will be smiling from ear to ear, won't he, if it rains now then. But of course I'm just guessing because I don't really know the weather forecast. So back here is Sven has left the session there. Sven's teammate Fizzy is now with the 6th position as well. He's done level up on those medium tires. Harry in 7th position, and Steve, who is trying to have another battle, and he's coming back through the field as well. He is in 8th position at the moment as Fizzy flies through. It's Harry that flies through, passes Fizzy, and moves up into 6th position as well. Those are 2 lap difference on tires there, so it's not too bad. As see they're trying to go on the inside. He has got the inside for turn 3. He has got the inside, but still Fizzy there is a slam the door shut there on the racing point. But Steve there has got the DRS once again, and he is again going onto the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo, who he passes. He is up into 7th position then. Good stuff indeed then. Fizzy dropping down to 8th position as well. Nicely done then. Hogg is having a look on the back of Aston. Hogg is going up the inside, and I thought that was going to be a collision. Great stopping power from the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed then. And JJ just in the back row as well. JJ's having a fantastic race at the moment. So is Hogg. Brilliant stuff indeed there. We're on board Hogg at the moment then. And of course, and Hogg have got that inspired NHS helmet there. Of course, the lovely light and blue there. And it's really good stuff indeed there. Hats off to Hogg there for changing his helmet colours and for the remainder of the season. Then brilliant stuff then. Of course, our helmet also reminds you, if I keep saying it, is Mika Salo there back when he drove for the Ferrari team. And look at Hogg, he's on the outside of Asdog. I think Asdog let him through there, didn't he? As Asdog, I think, is fine and losing battle. Penny's done 20 laps on those hard tires. He's doing a fantastic job, isn't he? Really babysitting them at the moment. Fizzy's in in the pits then for the Alfa Romeo team. And let's see what rubber he's going to go on then. And as you see, there's his Alfa Romeo mechanics getting to work then. He is on the hard tires head to the end of the race then. Fizzy is then, so that should be more than enough. And I think he'll have tires, he'll have rubber to spare then, won't he? As though then is dropping back. He's now 9/10 seconds away. Penny's in the pits as well then. I think that Penny should be going on to the medium tires from here. And that's a very good one stopper so far from Penny then. Let's see what he can do then in the final stages then of this Mexican Grand Prix then. So Penny will have some pace towards the end of this one. So keep an eye on that second Mercedes. And the other Mercedes, the Sprint, is currently in 8th position at the moment. Matt is driving off to the back of Roscoe with 1.3 seconds back at the moment then. Roscoe is 3 seconds away from Maxi. And so on indeed then. So T Sam is now 12.5 seconds in front. Those medium tires are hanging up absolutely splendidly well at the moment. That's fantastically well indeed then. Oh, lovely stuff indeed then. So we're on board there once again with JJ, who is I gotta say, JJ's been starting the show so far tonight, hasn't he? He's been brilliant stuff, and JJ has said, and one of his more stronger races of his career. He's about a good old battle as well, hasn't he? And hats off, I really enjoyed his battling. See, he was on the old tires there, but he did not let him through, did he? Of course, a bit of fighting spirit in JJ. Good stuff indeed. Timmy's in the pits, and we've also got Roscoe in the pits as well. We got a lot of flurry in the pits there. Roscoe's out, he's on the medium tires. Matt is also out as well, he's on the medium tires as well then. And look who's in the background of that Sprint, and he's done 6 laps on the hard tires. And the unovercut almost might cause problems there. I don't think it's going to cause problems for the front two then, but Maxi might have to react quite quickly. But no, Maxi could stay out then. I'm talking rubbish, I apologise. I'm talking rubbish, which is nothing unusual there. But yeah, I think that Maxi could go to the end of the race on the hard tires. Look how gloomy it's got here in Mexico City. Goodness me, it's very gloomy out there at the moment. There's a onboard Sprint at the moment then, who is on the back of Matt. Matt needs to warm up those medium tires, and those medium tires shouldn't take too long to warm up, and then he'll be on the pace then, and he'll be flying then. So Steve then at the moment then is flying as well. He's actually, well, he's dropping back from Harry at the moment then for the middle sector. I wonder if that's more of the that's probably more of the aerodynamics working overtime, aren't they, in the second part of the lap then as well. Before coming into the baseball stadium as well, Penny is less than 7/10, as less than a second behind PB as well, as they're coming now over the curbs then as well, before into the final corner, which of course is the Paratada or the Mansell turn, depending on how you want to play it. Well, Steve is now only 5/10 seconds away. We think Steve's going to the end of this race. He's done this 7 laps on these hard tires. He's done a phenomenal job as well. He's going for driver today again, isn't he, Steve, at the moment? And I think there's almost a 19-second gap between himself and Maxi. He's up the inside, passes Harry. Harry will do an amazing job to repeat his podium from last week, but never say never. Of course, we could have a safety car here. We could have a safety car here. It's the chance to save the car around here, I don't think it's too high. There are barriers quite in close vicinity of the circuit, but nothing too drastic to worry about. So I'm not sure about safety car. Verge safety car more likely, as we've seen Snap's wreckage there in the inside of turn 3 then. As we've got Exo Temp there on Timmy's stepson. Hi Temp, hope you're having a great time watching the broadcast moment. Your stepdad at the moment is currently in 8th position at the moment. He is 6 seconds away from sprint, but he's pulled some new medium tires there. So yeah, I think that Timmy could be man to watch there in the later stages of the race as well. And look at that, I say man to watch later stages of the race. He's a man on fire, though, isn't he? I think you've definitely encouraged him, haven't you, Exo Temp there, because he is starting to really put in some fantastic sectors there. Good stuff indeed there from Timmy. I think that sprint is going to be very concerned with Timmy, and so is Matt and Harry in the latter stages of this race as well. Of course, Timmy's had a very difficult race today, but it might come good later on in this race. He is still in the race at the moment, and he is still could potentially get some very good points then in the McLaren's fight and the constructors then. And look at this, they're all condensing up here, isn't they? We see Steve, we see Roscoe, and then we see Harry and Matt as well. This is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. This is going to get a good one, isn't it? And now then we're back down the back. There's Aston, as Arnold Race said, he is coming to the pits, I think, to retire then. So that's a safety car. Oh goodness me, there's a problem. And what is going on there? As Right, we're on board then. Oh, he's in the pit wall. Oh dear. And Alston is coming into the pit wall. And he's coming to the pit lane and drove into the wall. And that is a big shame for Alston. He was having some issues, wasn't he? And now he has crashed into the pit wall. Of course, some F1 legends have done that. David Coulthard, who is the best F1 driver of all time. Well, he's my favourite driver of all time. Or one of them, anyway. Done it in Australia in '95, didn't he? In Adelaide, of course. One of the more embarrassing memories, really. And I've got to say, it broke me, to be fair. So this is thrown. This is absolutely played into the hands perfectly for T. Sammy. He's on the soft tyres in the race. Then what is Maxi doing? Well, Maxi's on the 5-second penalty. He's on the medium compound tyres out for the Red Bull. And what is Steve going to do? I'm wondering if it's going to be a reset of the race. And this is now for the final stages. And into the pits comes Steve. Roscoe is staying out then. Harry's in the pits as well. Matt is staying out then as well. Then as the top four then. These are top four then. They've been fantastic all season, haven't they? You can tell with the constructors' points and they've been brilliant. And they're now first, second, third and fourth. Toro Rosso are now putting a big step now into their constructors and their constructors attack it. Brilliant stuff indeed, as we're just on board then with Timmy then, as he's now in the fifth position. Good somebody then. Steve's coming out on the medium tires. Soft tire for Harry. He's going to be lightning. Sprint on the medium tyres as well, and so as Fizzy's just come into the pits, and he's gone on the soft tyres now to the end of the race then. There's only 10 laps to go in this race then, so I think the soft tyres is probably a good shout, really. The leader T. Sammy's on the soft tyres, isn't it? The only problem for T. Sammy is, of course, he got such a he had about a 12-second lead, didn't he, before that safety car came out over Maxi. Maxi had a 20-second odd lead to the back end, so all their so unfortunately all that gap they've built out, it's come to zilch, unfortunately. But do not worry about that, because I think that with fresh tyres for T. Sammy, he might be able to pull away. Then he's had some good pace around here tonight, hasn't he? But I think Maxi has been equal to it, which has been really good stuff indeed then. So we're on lap 26, and safety cars. Asdo is gone, is had some issues there and damaged the car. He is out of the race then, unfortunately, and that's unfortunate for us. So he's our fourth retirement. We've got 15 cars left after the 19 that started in this race then, and lap 27, I should say. Let's take stock. So, we've got T. Sammy leading, and Roscoe's in second position at the moment. Maxi is in third. Fourth position is Matt, and Timmy in fifth. Steve is in sixth position. Seventh position is Harry. Eighth position is Sprint. Ninth position is JJ, and doing a good job. I wonder if JJ might actually come in the pits, and he's done 9 laps on these hard tyres. That's almost double than anyone else has done on any other tyres. So I think he might come in the pits. No, he's staying out, JJ is. I wonder that might be a mistake later on. Penny in the 10th position then. 11th position is Fizzy. He's just got new boots on as well. Penny was having a good race in terms of strategy, wasn't he? Well, unfortunately, this might hurt him now with the softer rubber compound drivers right behind him. 13th position is a double. 14th is PB, and Brown is a lap down in 15th position there. So unfortunately, he ain't going to be allowed to overtake. I don't think Brown is, and so that might curtail his challenge for points then in the latter stages of this race then, which is unfortunate, really, isn't it? But unfortunately, that's a bit of a glitch there in the old Codemasters code in there, isn't it? They call themselves Codemasters, but maybe they need to work on their code, and perhaps says a random ginger who is just sat in his room at the moment, just talking about F1 cars going around the circuit. And as we're just watching Jan van den Brink, and said, "What a crazy race!" Said, "I know there's me talking about, I don't think the safety car's going to come out." Well, don't listen to me. I talk absolute rubbish. So safety car, I was figuring the safety car wouldn't come out because the barriers are not too close to the circuit, apart from in the final sector there. But Asdol decided to prove me wrong, and he brought the safety car there. I think that Asdol just wanted to throw a quick spanner there in the works there, didn't he? Before just to have an excitement end to the race then. So Asdol, very nice indeed then. Alk J is asked, how is JJ in the top 10? I think hats off to JJ. I think this has been one of his better races. He's had a fantastic race. He's been battling away, hasn't he? And really enjoying himself out there. JJ has said. So I think that this has been JJ's one of his stronger races. But I feel that with 10 lap old hard tyres, I think he's going to struggle to defend then, isn't he? Safety car's out. Safety car staying out. Bernd Mylander is probably enjoying himself, hasn't he? As he doesn't get many laps around Mexico. But what he does, he likes to stay out, doesn't he? As we're just waiting for the cars behind then, just to just to catch up. If I was Brown, to be honest, I would just overtake and just go for it personally. But of course, that I shouldn't really say anything like that, should I? Because of course that might be against the old sporting code. Then, anyway, then so Bert Mylander is out of the money. And so as Hogg has got a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits, that might hurt him in his attempt for points then here tonight. And so that might be a shame there for Hogg in the Scuderia Ferrari team. As we are now then just waiting then for the safety car to come in. As soon as the safety car comes in, we'll be back racing and for the final 8 laps here in Mexico City. That has been absolutely incredible stuff. And let's just give you a quick plug, shall we, about what is happening in IRC next week. Next week we are in the good old USA, aren't we, for round number 19 then. As Brown is gone then. Brown has gone away then, so he is now going to catch up to the back then. So whatever penalties he does have on this lap, he should be able to, he gives him kind of a inkling of hope then, doesn't he, of perhaps getting himself in the points then. But IRC Elite and Super goes to the good old USA, doesn't it, before going to Brazil and then finally in Abu Dhabi. And that is the message we've all been waiting for. That's the message that everyone's been waiting for at home. We are going to be racing again in the next few minutes, and so keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be good then. T. Sammy then, of course, there's a bit of controversy in Monza about his safety car starts, but he is going for it. When's he going to go? He is going, and he's kept a good pace there, but there's 5-second penalty for Hogg. Then we're now racing it, and look at this T. Sammy then. I thought he had a problem there coming out there. Steve is overtaking Timmy already then, and look at this then. Look at them all slipstream. There's 6 cars, 7 cars, and battling away for the lead then. T. Sammy is under pressure now. I think that safety car start's gone appallingly well for the man who's leading the race. He's at the inside. Toro Rosso, remember what's happened with the Toro Rosso in the past then. Roscoe just about keeping it on the straight now. Steve is now past Matt. Steve is past Matt over the 4th position. Timmy Miles on the appalling start for the Red Bull. He is dropping down the order. He's dropping down the order in the Red Bull then, and that's not good to talk for Matt. He's got slightly sandwiched there, hasn't he? And then come Miles going on the inside. Oh goodness me! Then there's a big old clout there, isn't there? JJ is battling away as well. Got 3-second penalty. Oh my goodness me! Fizzy forces him off the track then, and JJ is getting strong arms there, isn't he? Oh, and Hogg is now dipping up the inside as well. Fantastic stuff, man. And they come out of the mini stadium sector as well. PB is in 12th position at the moment. Then so Hogg has moved up into 10th position. He's got 5-second penalty, so hasn't he? Back in the lead then. Roscoe is now second back then. We're just keeping on what Maxi does at the moment. Maxi is currently 4-second away from Roscoe. So Toro also 1-2, and that's beautiful on their quest for the Constructors Championship, isn't it? Steve is now right on the tail there. Roscoe's struggling at the moment, isn't he? And Brown is out of the race, and Brown is out of this race then, and he's called a day. I think that as we got a yellow flag then in free of Roscoe there. I thought Roscoe was having troubles there, wasn't he? Now coming down the backside once again, then Roscoe's parking in the middle of the track then, so Maxi's got a slipstream, and you can see, look at that, and look at the draft there. He's going to go on the inside as he knows that inside is brought there, so he's going to swoop onto the outside, and he is dancing on the outside. Is he going through? That's going to be magnificent. Oh, he is there, sticking his nails in. Oh goodness me! And Roscoe slams the door shut there, and now we've got Steves all over the diffuser there of the Red Bull again, very tight, isn't they? Goodness me then. Oh goodness me then. I think that they're getting very intimate between each other. Goodness me. We're past the watershed now, and we once Roscoe is through. He's up into 2nd position still. Steve is getting his elbows out. Oh, giving a good old elbow there out of the way. Steve he is on the podium. Fantastic stuff there from the Racing Point drawer. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And as they're coming out of turn number 6, I figure this. Look, it's a lovely yes there. Oh, Max, he's off the track. Oh, he thought he was he caught it very nicely there actually, because I figure a lot of the drivers would not have I would not have caught there, would they? Say, come underneath me again as we're coming on to lap 30 out of 36 as we're into the baseball sector as well then. Good stuff indeed then, as Alex J has just commented saying, ouch JJ. Yeah, unfortunate for JJ, he was on 13 lap out. Virtual safety car, we got a virtual safety car, and that's one of Mercedes. That's Penny. Penny is out of the race then, that's a shame there for Penny. He was on course there for some good points there, so that's unfortunate, isn't it? And now we've got a virtual safety car, we can chill out a bit then, which is what I need, to be honest, because I was running out of air. I was running out of air in my lungs then. But unfortunately, the virtual safety car probably came at a worse time for these guys here, because look at them all. They're very close then to the back of each other. Good stuff indeed then. Roscoe is 5.3 seconds away at the moment from T. Sammy. T. Sammy, of course, on the softer tyres, and Matt there, who was out. I think that was Maxi actually. I apologise. He was wrong foot there from Timmy, and now Matt is at the inside to both Red Bulls are still battling for the Constructors. There's contact. There is contact on the Red Red Bulls and sprinters now sprinting. Fizzy also battling away, then coming out of the mini stadium section as well. Fizzy is on no man's land there, but it's a Hoggles. Oh, lovely shot here from the helicom, just looking down onto the circuit as well. Beautiful shots here, isn't it? As they follow him. Oh goodness me, they're almost chopping off the nose cone there of Fizzy. Good stuff indeed then. And just take a look and see what's going on then. Is the it's a Max, he's on the inside, he passes Timmy, and Timmy drop it down to position. Sorry, fifth position there. He's got 8 lap old hard medium tires on as well, and I don't think that's the end of the battle. I'm just taking a breather. As now coming through then to come through the final corner again. The T Sammy's now trying to pull away then. This will be T Sammy's 8th race win of the season. He's been fantastic. He's been top notch, hasn't he? Top draw in this race then. And now then Fizzy is now gaining once again then. But I think he's too far back at the moment then. But watch me eat my hat as I normally eat my hat. Timmy is having a look then, but not quite at the moment. We've also got Harry having a good old look on the back of Matt as well. Harry's on a very strong race. On a very strong in the season. Harry. Yes, Fizzy's off the track. He's off the track then. He's got no damage on the Alfa Romeo, but he's out a bit of a nightmare race as a double there of figures just trying to get by Fizzy. Very gingerly as well then as Harry and Matt battling away. We've also got some other switcheroos as well, and Steve is having a second position, I think. Unless I've missed that. I think I have missed that, to be honest, but I think that might have happened a couple of corners ago then. But Steve is now for the second position. Like, good stuff indeed. Then Roscoe down to third, Maxi in fourth, and Timmy in fifth. Matt is down in sixth position. He's losing a second there, isn't he? So let's see if Matt can now find his feet. Harry in 7th position with Sprint 8th, and PB in 9th position. 10th is Hog, and then out the points at the moment then is Double, Fizzy and JJ. JJ's on the soft tires now. That's such a shame now, isn't it? I think if JJ put on those soft boots earlier on in this then he perhaps would have, as T Sammy is setting up fast out the race, he would have perhaps then got, might have been a slightly further up here, battling for position perhaps but of course there's a lot of if, buts and maybes in Formula 1, isn't there? F1 spelled backwards is if, isn't it? So that definitely is said. As I just read another message from Blas, as Roscoe is now on the outside then, as he's now got the inside, he passes, he moves through, he is up into third position. Good stuff indeed then. So Roscoe's back up into second position. It's a Toro Rosso 1-2 then. They are on course then to clinch the constructors. Not tonight. They will clinch it in a week's time though in US of A. Good stuff indeed then. I think they're making their lives in America absolutely sweet as a nut, don't they? They basically just turn up and get single points now in the USA. If it stays as it is, that is a big if as well, remember, because there is still anything can happen in USA. We can have all kinds of weather shenanigans in the race. Remember 2015, it was an absolute deluge there, wasn't it, back at Austin? I remember sitting there until 8 o'clock on a Saturday night waiting for that qualifying to start. It never came. Instead I just went out and had a drink. I think I'm wondering if T Simon probably had a few drinks last week, didn't he, when he won the World Championship for IRC absolutely splendidly well. He came second there, only just by 6,100 second there. Is as close as you like that. You wouldn't have been able to tell the difference between your naked eye. You might have had to put a microscope on it. It was so close, wasn't it, as well? As we are now grounded down and we've got 3 more laps to go in this race. Steve is now coming to the back. As Roscoe chopping off the nose there. Steve Roscoe is really defending on as hard as he can. Steve qualified. I think he was in the mid pack, wasn't he? He's had a fantastic race here tonight. He's been very nice joiner for Steve. He's got to go up the inside. He's on the inside of Roscoe. He passes Roscoe and he is having the second position. Steve is my driver today. If it makes any odds to him, it probably doesn't. Brilliant driving there from Steve, and he is now up into second position. I got so excited there, I dribbled everywhere, so excuse me a minute, so I got to get me bib. Fantastic stuff then. Steve is now 7 seconds away from the race leader. It's Double. Who's that? That's Double. He's got off the grass then. So I think he's just mowing the grass there, isn't he? I think he's got a bit long over there, hasn't it? So it's unfortunate for Double. He has dropped back behind Fizzy, and he might struggle to get points from there, but remember there's also the penalties as well. Back on board with Maxi then, as he is second among, and he's the Red Bull of 4th and 6th. Remember, they are battling with the Toro Rosso and the constructors as it stands at the moment, though they will not be outscoring Toro Rosso, and the Toro Rosso will be going to USA next week with a huge margin in the constructors, and I think they might be all done and dusted by then. And now then, as we're coming down then the start finish right once again, Roscoe there is determined not to let this one go, as he remember, all these guys are still battling for second. Steve's gonna go to the inside. Is he still on there? He's still on track. But Max, he's also trying to stick his nose in as well. Remember, this is probably, I think these guys are not thinking about the constructors. They're probably thinking about the drivers, aren't they? Who is going to be second? Who is going to be the man that will be second in the Drivers' Championship? Of course, they all want to win, don't they? But that crown is going to T-Sammy, the man who's leading the race at the moment. So who is going to get silver in the bronze medals then in the world of IRC, of course, international racing community? And yeah, so who's going to get second and who's going to get third in the Drivers' Championship? At the moment, it is between Roscoe, Steve, Maxi, and Matt as well. And of course, I think Fizzy was also in there as well. But a bad race day for Fizzy, and it might be it's going to give his job, it's going to make his job slightly more harder, isn't it? Which is unfortunate. Back on board then with Steve coming into the baseball stadium as well. Of course, this was a baseball stadium before it was converted before 2015 when the race was brought back on the calendar, wasn't it? And I got to say, it's been a welcome addition. The best podium in the world of Formula 1 is there. It's absolutely fantastic. Like, you feel like a rock star, don't you? A bit of techno, don't you, after the race? That's what you want. A bit of Paul Van Dyke, I think it is, isn't it? If I know my techno very well, which, to be honest, I'd probably show my age as well, as I do like 90s techno. Maxi now coming down the back straight, isn't he? And here we go. And this is all or nothing now for Maxi, but he just wasn't close enough, was he? T-Sammy is already about to finish sector 1, and Harry has had a fantastic drive. He is up in the second position, but Matt has gone in, and he is defending beautifully well. Matt is looking in the foreground. That is Timmy. Matt and Timmy are on the old medium compound tires. They've done 13 laps on these medium tires compared to Matt. Compared to Maxi and Steve, who's done 10 laps when they came in the pits and put on a fresh set of medium compound tires. Only 3 laps, but that's a huge difference. And what have we got here? We got a yellow flag. Oh, Maxi's had troubles. Max is had trouble. He's dropped out of full position. He's damaged the end plate on that Red Bull. It's the left end plate. You see that there's a bit of there's not an end plate on the other side then, and he is going to have awful understeer. His teammate is now just gaining on him as well then, and he's got one more lap to go then. But this is going to cause problems for Matt, I think, as he is defending of his teammate then. As I better join the leader then, because T-Sammy is going to come round and he is going to win his 8th race of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken. No, I'm not. His 8th race win of the season. Brilliant stuff there from T-Sammy. Roscoe is now... No, Roscoe's in third position. Steve second. Brilliant stuff. No, Timmy is P2. Fantastic stuff there. Sprint is third. Matt 4th. Maxi 5th. Roscoe 6th. Harry 7th, PB, good coming through and finishing a 9th position. Good stuff indeed then. And Hogg is going to come through 10th position, or is he? Because it's between Hogg and Double. And then here comes Double there. Who is Hogg is still going 4-second penalty. I think that we've also got yellow flags for Double is in 10. Good stuff indeed then. Hogg at 12, 11th position, JJ 12, and Fizzy, who is just doing some donuts, and I think this is probably celebration for last week and his Japanese Grand Prix win, isn't it? But very good stuff indeed then. A fantastic race here tonight then, and Fizzy's going to come through third position. But T-Sammy, his 8th race win of the season. Timmy, his best race, albeit I've been saying all night that he's probably been slightly off the pace. Said, what do I know about racing, isn't it? Timmy was had it all in the bag then, as Chris Samuel is just saying there. Toro Rosso dominance, it really was, wasn't it? If Roscoe had a few less penalties, the Constructors' Championship would all be all but sewn up. But I think it's just a slight air of caution in this. A slight air of caution in this race then. In the next race in USA, which I've been saying all night, but I've forgotten about it. Anyway, then there he is. T-Sammy, his 8th race win the season. Fantastic stuff indeed then for T-Sammy. Very much dominating performance here from T-Sammy here tonight. I got to say, very much in the bag, wasn't it, really? That is Timmy's first podium of the season, I think. Nolan, sorry, I apologise. It's his 4th podium of the season. And Steve, Darby's 7th podium of the season as well. He's had fantastic stuff, hasn't he? Really has indeed. Then good stuff all around. Then I've really had a good time tonight. It's been fantastic stuff indeed. Then, and hats off to T-Sammy, Timmy, and Sprint. No penalties at all. Then, and that's what got in their positions there. Also hats off to Steve from 15th to 3rd. Good stuff. Let's go through the final classification, shall we? From the Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico. T-Sammy, 8th race win of the season. The champion there. Sign off very nicely indeed. Then, 2nd position is Timmy. 3rd position is Steve. Then we got Sprint in 4th. 4th position, Matt in 5th, 6th is Maxi, Roscoe down to 10th in the end, and Harry 8th, PB in 9th, and JJ gets the final point in 10th position. I think he deserved that. He's had a fantastic drive here today. Hats off to JJ. Double so close there, but unfortunately in 11th position. Hog in 12th, and Fizzy came crashing down to earth, unfortunately, this week, as he had a bit of a difficult old race, didn't he? But still, though, I think that he won the best race of the season. Penny out, Brown, Asdog, Dave, Snap, and Sven all retired from this Mexican Grand Prix here in Mexico, which that's why it's called the Mexican Grand Prix, believe it or not. Anyway, then, yes, so we will be back in a week's time, as we are in the good old US of A, which is definitely one of the highlights of the race, highlights of the season, isn't it? It's a fantastic race, it is. And of course, then we go into Brazil, then we go into Abu Dhabi. Of course, Elite is on Wednesday night, 7:30 UK time. It's been brilliant, hasn't it, the Elite season has? And Slim is now really starting to, has got maybe one hand on that trophy, perhaps. Then it's looking good for Slim as well. Looking very good for the McLaren team. McLaren have all but sewn up the constructors, I would say. Then they've really waltzed away in the last couple of races. Him and Granty Boy have been brilliant stuff, haven't they? And of course, in Super, we had the Drivers' Championship lined up, but there is still all to play for in the constructors. And well, maybe it isn't actually. It's almost wrapped up, but it's all to play for second position. See you in a week's time, as we'll be back for more action from IRC. Goodbye.